them now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt Mclusky. What's going on, Sarge?
I don't even understand how every week it can be more messy than the week before.
I mean,
it's like you ever watch one of those videos of the old days where someone would put a shopping cart full of tin cans and throw it down a hill?
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's what the news looks like for gaming every week. Just
See,
like
I think it's like a Russian doll where you just like you pull one off and it's just more stories inside.
Yeah,
and
but
then
eventually it becomes insignificant and you don't care about it anymore.
that's when you get a new Russian doll. That's what it is. What's going on, chat? Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. We're live Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here over on 30NSG, over on YouTube. You can also watch us over on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. How are you? There are people that watch us over there, and I appreciate you very much. So if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. If you're over on Twitch, you can hit that follow button, and there's bits and stuff that you can do over there as well. If you also like to support us, we have an album that we do. It's called Perk Up. Press play. It's on all major audio formats, so Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Pandora, all of them. So anywhere that you could download music from or stream music from, we're on there. So check it out. It's called Perk Up and Press Play. And then we have a couple other singles out there as well. On today's show for episode 449, 450 next week, Sarge. 450 episodes next week. Maybe we'll have to do something. I don't know. Probably not, because a number is just a number. I don't actually just give a shit.
You didn't do anything for 400. Why are you gonna do something for 450?
Yeah, I don't care. It's just another number.
You should care about 50.
500.
What's 50 weeks from today? We got to do something for 500. Like 500 puts it what, Valentine's
50 weeks
Day?
is no 50 weeks. There's only 52 weeks this
year.
This time next year. Yeah.
Next year. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be summertime next year, August probably next year. Yeah. It'll be 500 episodes.
Well, you gotta remember we skip a couple weeks here and there.
Yeah, it could be September-ish then. Yeah, maybe October.
It'd be less. It'd be less, not more.
No, it'd be longer. It would take longer to get because we skip out 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, that's
so
true.
you would get pushed back. Yeah, we'd be delayed. We'd be delayed, but we have a roadmap, so don't worry about it. On today's show,
we'll just go back to beta.
Yeah, we'll go back to beta. Right. Oh, that's what the title should have been. That's what the title should have been. Going back to beta.
Just go ahead and change it.
Yeah, we should do that. I'll change it by the end of the show, or once the show is done. Netflix is doubling down on its gaming, so we're going to talk about Netflix. We're going to talk about lots of Ubisoft stories today. We're going to talk about Ubisoft claims microtransactions help experiences. We're going to talk about Ubisoft thinks that the Star Wars Outlaws failed because of brand was less popular. We're going to talk about Roadblocks making millionaires. We're going to talk about Avatar, which is yet another Ubisoft game, which has a patch. We're going to talk about South Park, which got paid. We're going to talk about Splitgate, which is going back to beta. We're going to talk about Forza, which is selling, not like hotcakes, it's just selling more than other titles over on PlayStation. We're going to talk about Battlefield 6. Did you see the trailer, Sarge? But did you see the trailer? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what else we got. There's a Terminator game that got delayed. It's a nice little side-scroller thing type of there. We'll talk about that. We're talking about Call of Duty is firmly in the slop era, and Battlefield 6, it's time to shine. We're going to talk about Nintendo Switch 2 breaks records, and we're also going to talk about subscription spending is up for 2 months straight. So let's write a book about it. And then we're going to talk about more Battlefield stuff, more Battlefield news, and then we're gonna have a little conversation about G2A. Not that G2A is bad or anything like that. We're gonna talk about G2A because we always say that don't pay full price for video games, and video games shouldn't be that price. And I want to understand why G2A can sell them for so cheap. And we're going to talk about it because we're in a digital era, and they're just selling you keys, right? So we're going to talk about that all on today's show on Generation X Gaming. What's going on, chat? Hope everyone's doing well. But before we do that, let's get to what we've been playing. Carbsy says, at this point, we need to make a wish Sunday segment. Why? Who's wishing for stuff? I'll make anyone's wish come true. Not really, but another week, Sarge. What you been playing?
I mean,
We could just talk about the game we played last night.
what was it called again?
A biotic factor.
Right. A little strange. I wanna look it up a little bit more. I want to see how many people worked on it. If it's like 3 guys in a closet, I believe it.
I don't.
But
think there's more people than that.
It's interesting. I'm giving them credit because it doesn't flow the same way as a typical survival game. Because we died, the game continued, which I thought was nice on their part, considering we couldn't find any food to eat without killing ourselves. My circle's pretty much the same the last couple of weeks. There were some updates on Xbox Live. Kingdom 2 Crowns had an update, so I played a little bit of that. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. I still think we're in Act 1. I think we're just about getting ready to go to Act 2 or Chapter 2. I don't know if it's Act 2 or Chapter 2, but leaving the first area finally. A lot of Company Heroes 3. I'm playing online with some people. Some Hell Let Loose. I'm starting to get back there. I think I'm on a little World War II kick. I saw a couple documentaries the last couple weeks, and it made me think about it again. So now I'm starting to play World War II games. No Dune this week. And no Dawn of War this week because I'm kind of like starving myself off of it for a little while because I want to. The 2 things I want to see is there's the mod. What the hell's the name of the mod for Dawn of War 1? It's Unification mod. I think it's called the Unification mod, and they have like all the factions. The kids have been modding it now for years, so all the factions you could think about are actually in that game. So now they're getting ready to come out with a remaster of Dawn of War 1, and I'm curious to know if the modding guys will be able to put that over into the new. You know what I mean? Like into the new engine they're going to use. And I'm still trying to work out how much that game's going to cost. How much is the remake of the game going to cost? Because
Like we've cost to us or cost to them?
Well, because we crossed this threshold now, right? Like a game was 60, so a remaster is like 30 or 40. But we crossed this
50,
imaginary line, so now games are 80. So like, what's the remaster of
40
this
to
game
50.
going to be? You think
Yeah,
so?
40 to 50 probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see.
I mean, look at the remaster of Oblivion, right?
I mean, what I find interesting is they struck out bad with the last Dawn of War game, and instead of going back to the drawing board to like we got to do something, so they're going to remake the original, which was amazing. So
Eclipse says it's 30, and they announced it. If you own it already, then you get it half price. Well, there you go.
when was that announcement? When was that? I know there's a save spot in the list on Steam. So the listing is there, but there's no price. When did you get the price for it?
He follows a lot of stuff. So
Who's he? Which one? I'm looking.
Eclipse
found it.
Yeah,
It's
he said
30
Eclipse
down,
said-
and if you already own it, you get a. I didn't hear that part. I'll have to look it up again. I didn't hear that at all.
Let's go on Wolverine. I've been playing just RoboCop, Rogue City Unfinished Business. I've been playing it Monday and Tuesday.
Is that the new one? That's the new one.
That's
right?
the new one. It's the standalone expansion, if that makes sense, right? It's an expansion to this game, but it's not like a DLC that you download to the game. It's a standalone game, but it continues on from the first game. So, it's basically the story from Judge Dredd, the last Judge Dredd from 2015, where it's like a tower. You're going
inside the mega building.
You're going inside a mega building, and you're just trying to get the mercenaries out of the building. Basically, is what you're doing. So, so far so good. I've played about 6 hours. About 6.5 hours of it. Enjoying it. Right now, I do tell people to hold off on it. It's $30, which is not a big deal, right? But $30. I'm having a great time playing the game, but there's like a stuttering going on. So as I'm like walking through.
No, it's an optimized. That's probably what it is.
You'll get this like, and there's like nothing going on the screen. You're just walking, and also you get that stat. And then when you go into like one of the towns that are inside the building, and there's like other NPCs around, stutter. So they have to 100% patch the game or whatever, because disappointed in that. So because I like the game and I bought it, I'm letting you guys early on know, don't buy the game if you don't want the stuttering, because it stutters, and I don't think you should buy someone full price game if with stuff like that. So once it fixes it, everything else though in the game is fine. Everything else so far so fine. You know, if you like the first one, you'll like the second one. So the game that we played last night, a Biotic Factor. I like survival games. But what I don't like about gaming in general is that, for instance, I play survival games all the time, right? And there's this ground level of every survival game should have these things in it at the start, not after, come in later. Like, for instance, last night we were playing, I couldn't figure it out. Maybe someone that's playing the game can tell me. Maybe it's different on PC.
Well, let's get it out. Let's get a friend of this though. We did not play the tutorial.
No
tutorial. We went in cold.
No tutorial.
Okay.
Hold on a second. My ear is ringing.
Someone's talking shit about you.
All right. Yeah.
It's probably true.
So, when you go to a chest, okay, once I put, like, Dune Awakening has this feature. I believe Moria or Morrowind, not Morrowind, Moria, Return to Moria, the Lord of the Rings one has it. Other survival games have it where you have materials on you. You walk up to the chest and you just insert, and it just takes that stuff out and puts it into the chest as it is, right? That's number one. Number two is I hate games that go, you can hold 21 or 25 of these plastic pieces, but you can only hold, 10 pieces of this cloth, and then you have 9 pieces of these pipes or whatever, right? I hate that. It's just like, bro, 20, do what Minecraft does,
weight,
right?
There's weight in there, so weight is weight.
Yeah, that's fine, right?
The stack shouldn't matter. The weight is the weight.
The different stacks for different things. It's just like, just make it universal. Just make it a thing. I hate that type of stuff. And I get it. When you're playing survival games early on, you have less backpack space. You don't hold as much. You can't hold as much weight as much and stuff like that. So I like the game. I like it. I actually liked it when we found that portal and we went through the portal. I was like, what the hell's going on here? The game reminds me of like Half-Life meets Minecraft meets like Grounded a little bit. Like, I'm okay with the graphics. I don't think the graphics have to be like this stunning thing. I liked it. I think the exploration part of the game kind of reminds me of State of Decay when we play it, right? Like, you're running around, you're worried about the monsters wherever they are. Not as State of Decay where they can hear you and come and charge at you, but you have that like eerie.
Why don't we play State of Decay?
I don't know. It's old.
That's the only reason. So when they come out with 3,
State of Decay 3, I'll play.
The graphics don't change at all. It's still the same. Then it's okay.
Yeah,
again?
I like State of Decay. I like State of Decay 1. I like State of Decay 2. Like, we played it and then we just kind of stopped playing it. I like the game a lot. Right? I like that I can bring my characters into your game and bring them all my stuff and
I think the jank in that game, it made everything so much more hilarious.
Oh, 100%.
I'm still upset that you don't have the video of the ambulance episode.
I do have it.
I thought you said you lost it.
I think it's on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. I have to find it. It's lost somewhere on one of my hard drives, but I have it. Yeah. Yeah, but no, you're thinking. Oh no, I know which one you're. Are you talking about the ambulance where it blew up, or are you talking about the ambulance where John set fire to the fence and I ran over the fence and then the car got on fire? Are you talking about that one?
No, I'm
Either
talking
one.
about the one. I'm talking about the one we weren't. It wasn't stable, and tried to park the car nice and slow, and then
Yeah,
all of a
I
sudden
don't
it
know
was
where
a
that one
car
is.
on
I
top
don't
of
know
a
where that one
car, and it
is.
just
Yeah.
started exploding.
Yeah, I don't know where that one is. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
So
it's
I like
janky,
this
for sure.
I like this Factor game, but I don't know if I love it, right? Because here's the thing. Tuesday, Grounded 2 comes out,
Too many games.
and I'm going to drop this Ibotic Factor like a heartbeat, okay? Because I like Grounded 2. Grounded 2 is Grounded 1, but supposedly better,
With
right?
buggies,
So
with buggies.
yeah, with buggies, right? With bugs in it, hopefully not actual bugs, but like bugs like that you can do in the game.
You need
right?
a rhino. You need to find a rhino beetle for the win.
So that's the next survival game I'm looking forward to, which is Grounded 2. So this game, poor timing, right? Poor timing.
It's not poor timing. They had to squeeze it in there somewhere.
I get it, but a game's a game. A game came out, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun, but there's another game that I'm interested in.
But there's something around the corner every time.
Right.
Every time.
It's just a constant flood of games. Flood of games.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So at least it came out in working condition. We can say that. There's a little bit of. They even have there's jank in that game. We haven't found it yet because on the pause screen there's a button for unstuck me.
Oh right. Well, I thought we almost got stuck because I killed one of the aliens' heads came through the door, and I killed it through the door without opening the door. Then he died, and I couldn't open the door, and I was like, oh god. I was like, this sucks. But there was another door you can get in from around the corner. So almost was.
But you know that the game has jank when there's an unstuck feature in the game.
Well, I got stuck in RoboCop in the first 2 minutes. Okay, game started. I got out of the squad car.
That's the job, though. That's your job.
Yeah, got out of the squad car, searched a couple bodies, went up a staircase, walked into a closet, and there was an alley, and I was like, oh, let me see if I can go that way. And there's a target dummy that was like leaning up at the thing, and I walked past it, and I went past it. No big deal. I was like, oh, cool. I turn around, I come back, and I'm stuck, and I'm like, okay. So I had to restart the game. It was like literally like 2 minutes.
That's
in the
because RoboCop doesn't jump.
No, he can't jump. Yeah,
that's correct.
I always
which is also in the movie. He doesn't jump.
Yeah, he doesn't jump. Yeah,
he can fall off buildings.
Cool thing.
Yeah,
there was a flashback scene, and you get to play as him before he was RoboCop, and he can jump and squat and do all the things. I was like, oh, this is nice.
That's right.
So,
but this is not the game.
Yeah, no. So I like that, and then I jump back in to Dune Awakening. Haven't played it since 3 days before I went on vacation. Okay, and I haven't touched it. I just logged in.
Is it too far now? Is it falling off the back of the truck?
Yeah, I'm surpassed. I put 100 hours in, 110 hours in, and I'm just kind of like done right now. I'm just done.
I told you 6 months. I didn't say you 6 months.
No.
I said 6 months.
Yeah, I got 110 hours. I'm not even close anywhere to finishing the main story. Okay, but I'm at 110 hours. I logged in,
and you're falling off the back of the truck.
I put some energy into my base so it doesn't deteriorate. Yeah. Okay, and then I logged out, and I haven't been back in.
So why are you maintaining a base if you're not going to go back?
Why I didn't say I wasn't going to go back. I just said that I haven't.
How do you know how long the maintaining juice?
20 days.
Last?
It's got 20 days.
So do you have an alarm on your phone set?
No, I don't.
You should, because otherwise you're probably going to be upset.
The neighbor next to me, not Eclipse, but the other guy who I met on stream one night. Yeah. His whole base is falling apart, so he hasn't been there in a while, right?
What do you mean by it's falling apart though?
If you don't pay to protect it with the shield,
yeah,
the storm comes and destroys it. So like walls are gone, and then after you're done with the actual certain time frame, you can just steal all the stuff because his truck will be there. You can pick it for parts. You can take everyone else's materials and stuff like that. So yeah.
So the desert just takes care of its own.
Yeah, it just eats it up.
Interesting.
But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of cheaters right now inside of Dune Awakening in the endgame section. So they're waiting for like the company Funcom to say something or do something right now.
I mean, I think they said everything they were going to say. Now, I know what I bet. I bet you what they're waiting for now is they're waiting to see how many people actually get to endgame and whether or not they're going to pivot and say, we've got endgame events because there's so many people at the endgame, or we have to create something to want to get people to do endgame. That's the pivot.
I think they're going to do both. I think they're going to do both. I think they're going to do stuff events-wise to bring people back into the game, and they're going to do events for people in endgame. Because the hardcore people got to that point, and they bailed out. See, my whole goal was to get a ornithopter. Once I got that ornithopter, I stopped caring.
You've come a long way. You're saying it properly now. That's a long way. Well,
that's what you do. You learn. So it's much easier to get the stuff. So I just get in my ornithopter and I fly across the map, grab the materials, and I fly back.
But what
it took the risk away. It took where the worm means nothing anymore.
That's correct.
Right? The worm means nothing because when I was driving across with my buggy or with my my sand bike,
you're worried.
I had that moment of like Sea of Thieves when you see someone in the distance, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna get attacked. Right? There's that moment with the worm. But now that I have the ornithopter, I'm like, land, pick it up, come back. Now the storage is not very good in it, but it doesn't matter because I'm just going back and forth. It's faster than if I drove.
But is it Altern? Altern said it. It's the game doesn't have the staying power of why you want to be in the world.
If you're doing it, so here's the thing I will say. I'm not the biggest.
So if you turn it into a single player game and go through it, it's fine.
I'm not the biggest Dune fan. If this was Star Wars,
most of the planet is not the biggest.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying here is, if this was a Star Wars game, I'd still be playing it, no doubt, because I like the story and I want to be in that world. I don't care about not the story of this game. I'm not infatuated with the Dune story. I like the movies, but I'm not infatuated with the story. I think it's cool, but that's why I think I've stopped at 110. At 110, I'm like, the story to me, I could live or go on or not with or without it. So, excuse me. So I could stop or not go on without it. So I think that's my problem. I think as a gamer, I think I've gotten what I wanted to put into it, which was I have over 100 hours. I've done everything that I wanted to do. My goal was to get the vehicles. There's other bigger vehicles I could get, but I'm by myself. I don't need those vehicles because the higher tier you go for those vehicles, the more resources you need to maintain those vehicles, and I don't have that stuff or want that stuff.
And once again, if I'm doing real life shit in a video game, I'm not having any more fun. I'm maintaining like I'm trying to maintain life.
Yeah, then it turns into a job.
I'm out.
Like for instance,
I'm out.
I didn't log in for it's like 19 days. Okay. I logged in. I didn't have any more fuel cells on me. So I got in my truck, or my buggy, went around one lap around the thing, got all the fuel cells I needed, came back, threw them in the machine, and I logged out. So basically, it was like, all right, I'm clocking in. I need to get some fuel cells. Here we go. Right. And I got the fuel cells. And that's when I was just like, I think I'm done right now.
I told you I don't do that anymore. I'm not for fun. I'm not going to work. That doesn't.
Well, I mean, last night we were playing a survival game that you do the exact same thing, right?
Yes, but I'm not crossing a giant desert for 10 minutes at a time looking for stuff. I'm in a little room trying to figure out puzzles.
Well, Travis, it's different. In a survival game early on, I don't need 100,000 things to keep my base alive. You know what I mean? Like in Minecraft, it doesn't matter if you put 100 or 1,000 hours in. Like I can still make a sword with a wooden handle or a stone handle and with iron. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to have the higher weapon, and now I need to make. Well, now I need 75 iron things to make the next sword. It's just I make a sword. And I make it again. I make a bunch of swords.
No, that would be good. Ron has the answer. Ron says if you get to be the worm, that would be awesome. Like if one random person on the server gets to be the worm and run around.
That would be just eating people's buildings and shit. Like he just That would be crazy. Well, they kind of do that stuff in like Fortnite right now. Like you can be Superman in Fortnite. You find the portal because they did the Darth Vader and stuff like that. You can fly through, be Superman, fly around the map, shoot people with your lasers and stuff. And it's like that's crazy. It's pretty fun though.
I thought the Superman thing was just the skin. He actually has abilities.
There's two things. You can get the skin and earn the skin, but then there's a boss on the map that becomes the player. The player can become Superman, and it's like Godzilla, like all the other things before, like the Death Star Destroyer. That was cool.
Got it.
So yeah, all survival games. There's a point where if you're in the end game, yes, but the exploration of survival games, hands down, I love it. I love exploring. Last night we were playing the Factor game and going through the office building and finding a new office and seeing things. I'm like, right. I'm okay. I understand when people are watching us, they're like, it's kind of boring or whatnot. But for the person playing, like everything's new when you first see it. I didn't watch the YouTube video and go, all right, guy told me to go in the cabinet over here. This is where the best thing is. Like I didn't watch any videos. I was like,
we went in cold. Yeah.
We went in
not even a tutorial.
Right.
Yeah, not even a tutorial.
People forget Minecraft started where no one knew shit. Right?
That's right. You had to put the stuff in the right box.
Yeah, you didn't know the recipes. There wasn't no recipe guidebook. Okay, it was literally 3 sticks. I think that looks like a sword. Great, and then you put it in, and that's what happened. Now you don't even have to think about it. On the console version, it's like, okay, well, this makes a sword. This makes a thing. Like it shows you what it makes. Where before you didn't know. You had to try and put stuff in the actual thing to make it. Another system was stupid.
But that's how you generated much more population, because people don't like to have to figure all that stuff out. The same thing inside that game last night, like putting the things inside
that
the
made
brain
no sense to me.
To do the recipes. I'm like, I don't understand.
I have 5 materials, and they all have different outlines on them, right? And the brain's like, you need to put 4 of these 5 things in this thing to complete it. And you're like, okay, so you drag them down, and then it goes, oh, I'm sorry, you picked the wrong thing. You have 1 left. You're like, okay, so you go back and grab that thing and put it in. And it goes, congratulations, you got it. And I'm like,
but that's why I feel like the kid on the small bus.
Yeah, why
like,
don't you just complete it for me?
I don't understand. So if I multiply that times all the recipes, I'm wasting like 2 hours just putting things into boxes.
That's 2 more hours, Sarge, that you're on Game Pass for.
And being told no, that's incorrect. You need to put another one in. I'm like, okay.
I thought this is what I thought it was, right? I thought was, okay, I have these ingredients.
And if I mess up, it goes away.
Right. I thought I had these ingredients, and if I fuck it up, then I can't learn it. Right? That's what I thought. But I didn't even find these ingredients. Half the things up there are like, yeah, you didn't find that, but you're going to put those in, and then you learn it. I'm like, okay, but if I fucked it up, I still learn it. So it doesn't really matter.
Maybe we look at it too seriously. Maybe we're just supposed to play a game with like no thought process at all. Just like, have you played Atomic Heart? Have you played Atomic Heart?
No, no,
it's another one that falls.
But not Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart. I'm sorry. I'm messing up the names.
Atomic Heart is a game.
I know it is. I know. Wrong game. I apologize.
So Atomic Fall. Yes, I played Atomic Fall. Yes.
Did you finish it?
Or Atom Fall. It's not Atomic Fall. It's Atom Fall.
You know what? It's the same. I stopped playing it. It once again. It's interesting. It's intriguing. I'm playing a game and supporting someone who's doing indie stuff. That's fine, but I'm not there. I'm not there for the end. I'm not there.
I was just having this conversation with Z. I met him for lunch over the weekend, right? And we were talking about it, and he was playing it. He's like, you should give it another shot. I go, I'm kind of done. I was like, I killed all the guys and I fucked up my game. I said, I got to a certain point, and I'm just like, I'm good. I don't need to. But here's the problem. I didn't buy the game, right? This is a big problem. I didn't buy a Bionic Factor. I just downloaded on Game Pass, and I'm like, all right, I'm good, right? I didn't buy Atomfall, okay? It's on Game Pass. So I have no connection. I have no reason to finish now. I purchased Dune Awakening, and I put 110 hours into it, right? You see the difference? Like, I paid for something. I want my time. I didn't pay for something, so if I get my time out of it, cool. If I don't, oh well. RoboCop, I paid $30. I'm going to complete that from beginning to end and then put it down.
I'm just making the point that there's so many games that come out that they only have a small window to grab you and keep you interested before something else comes out.
Right.
It's gotten to the point now where that's just how it is.
Yeah. All right. that is it for what we've been playing. Let's get to the top stories. All right. Let me put the banner up here for you guys. If you guys make sure you hit that like button. YouTube has changed the algorithm in there. And again, lots of other YouTubers will probably start saying this and whatnot. But the way YouTube works now, nobody knows really. So when someone watches a video, if they talk or hit the actual like button, you're engaging. You're actually engaging. If you're a person that's just sitting in the background, and I appreciate you. I do.
Lurkers.
I personally, if you're lurking out there, I appreciate you. But try to either hit the like button. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. But they look at engagement. So then they look at the people that are watching compared to the engagement of the people. So you'll see a lot of numbers of people's numbers dropping because they're trying to, I don't know if they're trying to get rid of the bots or if they're trying to get more advertisers or whatnot. But something's happening. So make sure you hit that, share it, hit the like button, or become a subscriber. All right, Sarge. First story I want to talk about is Netflix. Netflix is doubling down in the gaming investment. Okay.
We knew it was coming.
I mean, do you understand why they're doubling down?
Well, let's back up, right? Netflix was in trouble, right?
They couldn't get any more subscribers for the movie section.
Right. They couldn't get any more subscribers. So the first thing they did was stop password sharing.
That's right. They crunched down on password
and
sharing.
Miraculously, accounts
they got 100 million more people.
Right. Accounts doubled.
Yeah.
Just from stopping people from sharing
100 million to 200 million people.
Weird how that would happen, right? When you can't share passwords anymore. Wow, we just doubled our subscription base. What a shot. So then what happens is, now that's all you had because nobody else was really joining because the people were in, right? Because it's been around long enough.
Right.
So the only way you can get more people into the pool now is you have to give them another option. So here comes the gaming.
Right. And I think because they're doubling down on it. Now, look, doesn't mean they're going out and buying AAA studios and whatnot. They're just putting more money into putting the original content. Now, I said this in a little video that I created earlier this week. I think it was yesterday I put it out. It's called The Real Reason That Microsoft is using Game Pass. Like, what's the real reason they're using Game Pass? And Game Pass is being used. They're using Game Pass as a Trojan horse, right? And buying all of these other IPs. IPs are king, right? Netflix, when they didn't have their own IPs and they were paying licensing fees to everybody else to put their stuff on Netflix in the early days to get them on their digital stuff, right? And get the license of it. Then all of a sudden they were like, hey, you know what? We should start making our own. Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, all this other stuff. They started investing in their own IPs, making their own IPs, making their own stories. Now they're doing this with video games. They're taking the shows that they have and turning them into Squid Games. They're licensing out Squid Games now. Now they're doing the licensing to other people. Where like Fortnite and stuff like that, they have a deal where Squid Game is inside of Fortnite and Stranger Things is coming out and all these other stuff, right? So Netflix is doing it where I can see. I know a lot of people don't want to see this or admit to this, right? I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I can see it happening because back in the day it was Atari, okay? And then Nintendo came. And then it was Nintendo and Sega. And then it was Nintendo, Sega, and PlayStation. And then it was just PlayStation, Nintendo. Now it's Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Now Xbox is going, you see what I'm saying? So with the new digital age moving forward, okay,
somebody else is new coming down the pipe.
Netflix is trying to not squeeze into the console section. They're trying to be the next where Atari and Nintendo were in the beginning of that in consoles in the cloud space, inside of the mobile space. So this is what they weren't even part of the conversation when Phil Spencer back in the day said, we're worried about what Apple and Netflix and Amazon is doing. I think this is what they said. I think it was Amazon and
nobody took that seriously because like, what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah, because at the time we didn't understand. Well, Amazon has the world's largest cloud servers. Number 2 is Microsoft, right? And Netflix, okay, is trying to get into that market of mobile devices and whatnot. Now, most of us that are watching this podcast right now, hate mobile games. You're not playing on a mobile phone.
That's so easy. They don't hate them.
Well, most of the people in here hate.
I
No,
know,
they
I
hate
know,
it.
I know a lot of people in this room play mobile games. So let's not say they hate.
No,
them.
but they hate mobile games. They don't even want to play on their phone.
Well, guess what? They're not part of the
No,
billions
that's
of
what I'm saying.
dollars.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said the people in this channel don't
Oh,
really like mobile games.
Just this channel.
Yeah, just this channel, just this chat.
Got it.
Right? They don't like mobile games. But 3.2 billion people say otherwise, right?
That's
so
correct.
this is why Netflix is like, just like you said, the video can't do the salute, Sarge. They can't do the salute, okay?
It's the corporate salute.
The
We
corporate
gotta make
salute.
some money.
Our money's going up, right? So because they can't make that anymore, well, not say anymore, because that's going to lower a little bit, because it takes a lot of money to do that. But mobile gaming, man, they can do the double salute. They'd be like, boom, right? They have they have two.
Well, think about it. Have you seen some
elevators going up?
Have you seen some of the newer ones that are coming out? It's starting to get really interesting out there.
Sure.
It's starting to get really interesting. I'll be honest. Some of them are intriguing. I'm like, that looks pretty damn good for a mobile game. And
Alton says, I like mobile games when they're not squeezing my wallet.
Well, they're either squeezing your wallet or squeezing your nuts. That's the only thing that a mobile game does. That's it. But what I'm interested in seeing, though, is I think that Netflix is going to have to buy a couple people in the back end here, not say anything, and they're going to come out. My question is this: is when Netflix actually releases a really good, decent game, who in chat is first to fall?
Well, here's the thing:
who in chat will be first to fall and say, "I played the Netflix game"?
They signed a contract with WWE 2K, and now they have, I think it says it in this article, if I'm not mistaken, announced that WWE 2K will be part of Netflix games from the fall, right? So I know people look at that and go, I don't give a shit about that. Wrestling is a giant,
huge,
billion-dollar,
huge.
Did you see? Business.
Do you see how many people? Do you see how many people go to the wrestling matches when it's held in the Middle East? Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Real quick, moment of silence for Hulk Hogan. He passed today.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll let that.
It
does for just a second.
It does suck a little bit because when you lose an actual hero, when you lose one of your heroes.
I got to meet him when I was a kid, and then I got to meet him again when I was an adult, working on the show Hogan Knows Best, and it did hit me a little bit this morning. I had to like capture myself for a second because I was like, what? I was like, that's not true. And then I read it and I was just like, oh, and it made me didn't make me a little sad. It made me a lot sad, and I hate to see it because certain things that he said in the last couple of years really tarnished his name. For stupid shit.
Yeah, but not for the people that actually matter.
No. For wrestling fans, this man literally taught me how to take vitamins and say my prayers. Okay, like he was, you know what I'm saying? Like he was an icon. So much so that our Italian grandmother, who's not from this country, wasn't from this country, she's no longer with us, right? She knew who Hulk Hogan was, and that back then, with no social media, with none of that shit, okay, to know a wrestler, that's like superstar was Hulk Hogan, right? That's what he was. That's what he did. So, rest in peace for Terry, Hulk Hogan, as everybody else knows him in the rest of the world. Continue on here. So yeah, Netflix, they have 80 games, okay, in development right now. 80. Now we're not talking AAA blockbusters. We're talking about lots of mobile phone games and whatnot. That's 80 games just from Netflix.
Let's just call it 10. All right. Let's just call it. Listen, let's just be happy about this. Let's say Netflix is working on 10 games. That would be a lot better to handle because you can't tell me you think there's a bunch of offices right now with enough staff to start working on 80 games. No. You can say whatever number you want, right? I want to see at least one game happen in the next 5 years. I'll just call it 10.
Yeah.
Because if I filter it all down, out of 10, maybe 3. All right, let's go with that.
Real quick, I want to address this. Pone says no mention for Ozzy. I did mention Ozzy. I mentioned Ozzy the other day when I was playing video games, and he passed that night. And then I said something. I actually made a tribute song to Ozzy with the AI song. So
did you? Which song
I did.
That one? I didn't.
Yeah, I played it. If you want, I can download it and play it for you guys at the end of the show. So yeah, the reason I brought up Hulk Hogan is because we were talking about WWE, and it was just kind of
today.
It was today, and it was kind of on point. Yeah, 80 games. I don't think they're going to get 80 games.
you could say once again, just tell us you're working on games. You
Yeah,
don't gotta say
we have a shit ton of games we're working on.
you don't have to
Ass
say
ton.
80 or 90. Doesn't the number is irrelevant because you guys could just say whatever.
Well,
we have
no,
80.
It's irrelevant for us, but it's very relevant for investors.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. But the investor should at least have a half a brain and realize what 80 actually means.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, well, that's a lot of money. That's what they think.
Right,
That's a lot of money.
We're going to make a lot of money. 80
Yeah.
is a lot.
All right, next story. Ubisoft, talking about lots of money, Sarge. Ubisoft claims that microtransactions help players experience, making it more fun. Okay. Makes it more fun.
Bro, I think Ubisoft has like certain journalists on like the bat phone. And when shit's just going wrong, they call them up. They go, "We need an article bad. Our stock is dropping and nobody wants to hear about us anymore. You need to write an article right now." And like, well, how long do I have? You got a week. You better make a good article. Microtransactions fun. Like,
I have a question.
Out of here, bro.
I have a question. Let's put two examples here, right? I buy a game, I buy a full price game, I play the game, and 5 hours in, I unlock the death skull from the boss, right? And now I earned the death skull, right? I play the game. I'm playing the game. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm gonna equip that death skull. Then the opposite side goes, no death skull in the game, and they go, $50, death skull. You can buy it. They're like, man, this game's way more fun. Like, you didn't even buy it. You didn't even play anything to get the skull. You didn't kill anything.
Dustin's having a grand old time.
Dustin's definitely buying that, right?
Yes.
Like that doesn't make any right. Only $45.99, Water says, right? Like, you don't actually play the game, and they're like, it's much more fun when you don't play the game and just pay for the stuff. Like, what are we talking about?
You don't need to play it, bro. Just buying it's fun. What's wrong with you?
It's so much fun to buy stuff.
Who has time to play the game? I'm just gonna buy the items and chalk up the fun.
Pone says Superman skin does make Fortnite more fun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but let's be fair here.
I gotta put
To get the Superman skin, you have to buy the battle pass, and you have to play the game to level up to get the stuff in the battle pass. So you're still leveling up to get it, but you don't have to beat anybody for it. But you paid for it, and now you have to earn it, which I don't like, by the way. Right? That's why I would learn it first, and then once I earn it, if I played enough, then I would pay for it. Oh, Sarge is taking the name down.
Yeah. Of course I'm taking the name down.
Well, how many people do you have on the list?
It's
a shit ton.
It's a big list. But what happens now is when the article comes up, I just look at the list. I have it alphabetical. I just look at the list,
and you're just like, "Fuck it, I'm not reading this."
No. I'm looking to see if it's the same person and it writes another shitty article.
Right. Then we have another story about Ubisoft, Sarge. Ubisoft CEO thinks Star Wars Outlaws failed because the brand was less popular. Okay, I don't know what's happening over at Ubisoft. I have to say, I think they're retarded. I think they're retarded because this game took 5 years to make.
Yeah.
The brand for Star Wars before they made this game was already tarnished. Like, Force Awakens came out in 2015. The Last Jedi came out in 2017. The Fall of Skywalker came out in 2019. This game started in 2020. 2021? Like, and they're like,
I can't even look at his straight face, man. Come on. Because the brand was less popular, you think? Is that did you make some phone calls on that one? Did you collaborate with some other journalists to see if the brand was less popular or not?
Krebsy says, I mean, they're someone not wrong. No, they're not wrong. But they made the game after the brand was damaged. Right?
They damaged the brand.
They already damaged the brand, and then they decided to make this Star Wars game. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be a great hit. It's going to be great. We should put a female protagonist that nobody cares about in it. Right?
These are all good ideas.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You make your bed, you got to lay in it, right?
Its release was awesome. Its follow-up was amazing. And it continues to be one of the best Star Wars games in the market.
Ray, thank you very much for picking up on that. Thank you very much. Yes, it's the fall of Skywalker. It wasn't the rise of Skywalker. It was the fall of Skywalker.
Absolutely. I love how the CEO thinks. He thinks it failed because the brand was less popular. Like because he's been in a coma the last decade, and he doesn't know what Star Wars has been doing. Like he just woke up one day. His company decided to make a Star Wars game. He wasn't involved with it at all. He asked them if they were doing a good job. They're like, "Yeah, we like Star Wars. Great, you guys are going to make a Star Wars game." And then when the Star Wars game came out, and it was the 3Bs, right? just a disaster. Like, well, it's less popular now. I didn't know that. Like, how do you invest money in a company if you don't know where your IPs stand?
Well, here's the best. Look at this. Ready? Krebsy just said on the Outlaws topic, news from today's source by Tom Henderson says that Outlaws 2 was very, very early on in development, but it got canceled.
What a shocker.
So not only did they make Outlaws 1 during the lowest point of Star Wars, okay,
they were
and then shocked after it didn't sell well. Now, I'll be honest. I liked it. I thought it was the most immersive Star Wars world. I wish it wasn't this game, right? I wanted this game and be in that world. I was like, this is so great. But the stealth, the gunplay, the bike, the speeder bike stuff, it was all garbage. And which is, I don't know, 95% of the game, because that's what you're doing the entire time, sneaking, shooting, and riding a fucking speeder bike, okay? But the game itself made it feel like you lived in Star Wars. Like the NPCs, the way the world was, all that stuff. It was great. But Ubisoft decided to push the wrong agenda. And this goes into a whole other topic of, what people were pushing, where money was coming from and whatnot into different organizations. Basically broke Ubisoft, right? Broke Ubisoft. They split into two separate companies now. But I'm just baffled. Yeah, I'm baffled, though, that you could say with a straight face that, oh, it wasn't our fault. It was the brand that we...
It was because of the brand. Yeah.
No, the brand was already damaged, and you decided to make a Star Wars. Would you think it was going to revive itself before it came out? You're like, let's push forward. Because if they knew, then why isn't this Han Solo? Do you see what I'm saying? If they knew the brand was damaged, why would you go with a brand new protagonist and not go with someone that was old school nostalgia? Because the brand's been tarnished since the new crew, 30 years after. But the people that love Star Wars, we eat this shit up. If you put Han Solo in this game, do you see what I'm saying?
No, I understand, but somebody paid Ubisoft to put ugly people in a game because they said it was the right thing to do, and that's how you sell it. You say to somebody, "I'm going to give you $40 million, or let's say $12 million. I'll give you $12 million, but you got to put an ugly chick in there for us."
All right, 12 million.
Because we have
make it 15.
We have to represent the ugly people, and so we want the ugly people in there. And so I guess your game with your ugly person didn't really sell well. But
I wouldn't go that far, Ron. Outlaws wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a game. It was a game. It was just wasn't. It was pushed out too early. 6 months too early. Real quick, Pone says, why did Battlefront blow up after the brand was tarnished?
Because that was the fans talking.
That was the microtransaction loot boxes that were talking, and they fixed that before it happened, and it didn't blow up. And my point...
No, he's saying it in a positive way. He said, why did it blow up?
No, I know. What I'm saying is, the reason it blew up, though, is because there's old Star Wars in there, right? There's the old generation of Star Wars inside there.
It was the fan base.
But that's what I'm saying.
We want a Star Wars game.
Correct, but we want Star Wars of the old Star Wars. We want the Empire. We want the Clone Wars. We want that Star Wars. We don't want new Star Wars. We want the old Star Wars. Hence why Battlefront 2 sold, because it had all of the things in there. And 100% people played less of the Clone Troopers, or I'm sorry, of the New Order than they play of the other stuff. Okay? So that's why that didn't get tarnished, because there was still the old school. There's no old school in this, right? They're like, oh yeah, remember Lando? Well, it's a DLC you could get. Remember that guy Jabba? He's in there. You could talk to him, right? But the person that you're using is no one we know of.
But do you remember what we talked about when we said that if this is going to be like an outlaw game where like you can make up your own crew and then go on these missions, and then you could have mission packs afterwards where like the missions get harder and harder, and you have to hire the right people to go on these jobs, right? And then you could you could like a 3-person team, and you have to go to each person and do the job, and like kind of like an actual smuggling type thing. All these ideas we talked about it in chat for months, and then the game comes out, and it's like this just little. Yeah, the essence of all the things that we talked about were in there, but nothing was ever fleshed out. And it was just kind of like you following a line, and that was it.
Yeah, well, they wanted you to sneak around, but the sneaking was broke. They wanted you to use your guns, but you couldn't pick up the certain guns because I could shoot the gun, but if I climbed a ladder, I had to put it down, right? If I got on a bike, I had to put it down. It's like, what? I don't understand what you're doing with these design choices that you're doing, right? D-Money says 6 months too early. Yeah, that was the problem, 30. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or you're agreeing with me, but honestly, if it stayed 6 months more, because it took them 6 months to put the patches in and fix it, the game's a completely different game now. It feels like a completely different game, but the problem is first impressions are everything.
Time's up.
Okay. Yeah.
Time's
They've already
up.
moved on. They've moved on. Travis says 30. There's one thing I did like in Outlaws. I want to see if there's more stuff to know what it was. I liked how they did skills. Yeah, the skills. I like the skills and learning from different people and taking the quests from people. That all was fine. It was. Oh, and I like the faction system as well. Like if you took factions from someone else, it wasn't new, right? But if you took these factions from people, then these people would attack you and whatnot. So you could play it differently every time. But again, you're shooting 90% of the time. You're sneaking, right, 90% of the time. And those two mechanics didn't really work very well. It's like, okay, cool, right?
Yeah, but it's the depth of the game. It was a good Star Wars game, but it lacked depth because the way that they described it was supposed to be like this really intriguing thing that you're a smuggler and you're going to go on these jobs. But the jobs weren't really jobs. It wasn't like a very content-filled job that made you feel like you were a smuggler. It was more along the lines of go here, get product. That's it. Like the premise was good. The talking of what they said during the development cycle were all positive, but it never came to be that's what type of game it was. That was the issue.
Here, what you guys are saying in chat, I agree with you to a point, right? So Pone's saying, I'm just trying to make the point that the game is made well and is a good game. It doesn't matter what the IP is assigned to, okay? And Krebsy's saying, in my opinion, people don't want old Star Wars. They want good Star Wars. And old Star Wars is good, but the new stuff was good. It would also be accepted. I think you're right to a point. Like this game, I love the setting. Why? Because it takes place during the old Star Wars era, right? It takes place during that time frame. It doesn't take place in the New Order era. It takes place in the old Star Wars. So I like that, right? I honestly don't care, and I said this straight up. I don't care about the protagonist. I thought she was fine, okay? I thought she was perfect fit for what it is, but a lot of people don't give it a shot because, one, they don't know who she is. If you put someone in this, if this game was marketed as Han and Chewie instead of, I forget the robot's name, and Kay, right? Kay Vess and the robot, or Kay Vess and her what the hell's the alien creature she's got? Jenks, whatever it is. Like that's a completely two different thing. People would look at that and go, "Holy shit, this is the Han Solo game I'd always wanted." Okay, now the game was good, but it wasn't great at launch. That's why it needed 6 months. It would have sold better. It would have been a lot better if they had the game come out, make a game, sell a game. But they didn't make the game and sell a game. They sold a broken, buggy game and fixed it 6 months later. Look at Hunters. People liked Hunters. But you know why Hunters failed? And they even said, well, it didn't fail. It's just the market situation. It's because there was no Star Wars characters in there. There was a Wookiee and a Mando, but not anybody you knew, right? Star Wars brand itself has all of these characters that have built through the books, the comics, the shows, the movies, the games. And they're like, here's generic Wookiee number 5. Here's Jawa number 2. Here's Mando number 6, right? They're trying to make these characters.
He's really cool. He's got a scar above his eye.
Yeah, right. They're trying to make these characters like hip and cool, but they're not. Look at Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. We don't know that character. We have no idea who that character is. But where do they go right with it? Well, they established it because it's after Order 66. Oh, shit, I know Order 66. Oh, this Jedi's trying to survive. He's a kid. He escapes. What's his story? Because you like old Star Wars. You don't need Luke and Han and stuff like that, but it's connected into the stories that you know about the Star Wars, and that's why you're interested in Star Wars. You're not interested in Star Wars because, oh, that guy's a Mando. Oh, yeah, that's cool. What's his story? And then they don't even tell you stories. There's like, this is $5 if you want to pick up this cool skin. I mean, that's the difference with it.
Well, for me, it did matter to me that the main character looked like a young B. Arthur. That did matter to me.
I know a lot of people it did.
Like I don't mind.
She did a good job in that game. The actress that did Kay Vest did a really good job with it.
Sure.
The developers and the company didn't execute the thing correctly.
Well, they could have put a filter on her and made her different from B. Arthur. That's all I'm saying. Like if we have all these people out here using filters for their everyday video calls, and we could put a little filter on B. Arthur. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you
let's
think a lot of people know who B. Arthur is in this chat?
I'll make it really simple, right? Right. Watch this, right?
Nick, thank you, Travis.
Put one in the chat if you like the Stellar Blade Girl as Kay Vest. Put a 1 in the chat if you want the Stellar Blade Girl to be Kay Vest. Let's hear it.
Well, no, because everyone will put 1 except Travis, because he'll say something about a gooner.
That's
what he's going to
fine.
say.
Absolutely fine.
Yep, there's 2.
Fine.
I was correct. There's Travis with a 2. I don't want that because there's a gooner. Oh, Mo's putting a 2. Well, it's because it's not on Game Pass.
Listen, all I'm saying is, here I'll be the male chauvinist for the night. Ready? It's very simple. Games were made for boys. Over time, they made games for girls, yes, but boys bought the games. We're the ones that sit around with our boys and play video games. So we want hot chicks to look at while we're playing video games. Period. That's the way it's always been.
Yeah, you just want to get out of the everyday mundane life.
That's correct.
If I want to go look at ugly people, I'll go to work. Right?
That's correct. No problem. No problem.
All right. The next thing is Roblox is turning teens into millionaires. Okay. Platform is bigger than all of Steam. Think about that for a second. Okay. I haven't read this article, so I don't know anything about it.
What do you mean by turning teens into millionaires?
Okay. So people are creating matches or maps inside of this, game modes.
Yeah.
Inside of Roblox, and they're selling stuff inside there. So teenagers are becoming Roblox developers, I guess you could say, like sort of like what Fortnite does.
If there are teenagers becoming millionaires by selling crap in Roblox, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, well, sorry guys, show's canceled. I gotta learn some.
I gotta go learn some Roblox code.
Yeah. So Roblox has outgrowth its childish dreamer into a platform where teens are building games, earning millions of dollars, and outpacing giants like Steam. This is interesting. So since 2006, Roblox has become a defining part of many people's childhoods. It serves as both an online game platform and the game creation tool, giving players freedom, expression themselves, and build experiences for others to enjoy. Much like Minecraft and Fortnite, Roblox thrives in community-driven creativity, but it does so on an even larger scale. When Roblox first launched on Xbox in 2016, it offered only 15 curated games, no account links, no cross-platform, no access to a wider catalog of user-generated content. Today, those limits are gone. Roblox on Xbox now matches the PC experience, which is full account, linking cross-play, access to entire library community-made content. So look at this. Look, and then all of a sudden, there's the salute. There's the salute.
What happened then? COVID,
right?
That's
COVID.
COVID. Yes,
Yeah, COVID, and then they went to all the other. They basically made the game. Roblox is the same game across all the platforms now, right? So more people can play and get the most experience.
Mostly it's because of COVID.
Yeah,
people got involved in the game.
Roblox now reaches an incredible 380 million monthly active users as mid-2025, marking a 16% increase since the end of 2024. For comparison, Steam is around 132 million monthly active users and 69 million daily active users. Jesus Christ. So all of Steam, with all of the games and everything that's on Steam, they're at 132 million monthly active users, and Roblox, which is just one game, 380 million monthly active users.
And so let's not forget that EA thinks they're going to get 100 million people to play Battlefield 6. Right? Yeah. Right? Right.
Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead.
Don't jump ahead. You can't bait the hook like that. Can't be screaming 100 million monthly people off and on again. Come on.
Daily active users for Roblox hit around 85 million by the end of 2024, with hours engaged of 21.7 billion, up 30% year over year. The growth has driven Roblox community-driven ecosystem, where most of the content is created by players themselves. This is what Mind's Eye wants to become, right? This was This is the vision of mind's eye, what Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite type of stuff is doing, right? Themselves standout titles such as Growing Gardens show how far creativity can go. The game, inspired by Farming Simulator, captures the attention of millions and reached a record-breaker 21.3 million concurrent players on June 21st. Just in that game mode, inspired by Farming Simulator, 21.3 million people were playing that game.
More than anybody that ever played Battlefield.
By 3 million.
By 3 million.
Right? By 3 million. Games like this not only illustrate how powerful user-generated content can be, but also highlight how rapidly a single idea can scale with the platform with such reach.
And
It says Roblox,
which is why we always wanted people to do the things on Fallout or Skyrim and let these modders mod the game and let people play with those mods. Same thing. Let them make the game modes. Absolutely. Same thing. Same premise.
It says Roblox has also always been known for strong community, but also paced the growth of recent years unprecedented. Back in 2021, during a height of pandemic, the platform reported around 200 million monthly active users. That number has since nearly doubled, showing that Roblox momentum is not showing, not slowing, but accelerating. It continues to expand worldwide. So there you go. More content, more time spent on Roblox, content for people to discover and buy.
This is a circle that never makes it into the EA office.
Right.
This circle here, EA management has never seen this circle ever. They don't know what this is. They just look at it. As a matter of fact, they're colorblind. To them, it just looks like it's gray. It's just a gray circle.
They see it says, of course, it helps Roblox completely free to download and play. While it's not available for storefronts like Steam, it is accessible on PlayStation and Xbox, where it constantly ranks amongst the top 3 most played titles on both platforms. Where does it say about Roblox has been served in developer earnings? So user purchase Roblox, users spend Roblox, creator earns Roblox, creators can participate in dev convert Roblox, cost to operate experience are covered, spent Roblox on platform, Roblox share. Okay, do they talk about... Okay, Roblox creator economy has seen a remarkable growth over the past few years. 2023 alone, developer payouts reached $741 million, 19% increase over 2022's $624 million. Early 2025, Roblox reported creators have collectively earned $923 million throughout 2024. Since 2018, total payouts for developers have surpassed $3.3 billion. Holy crap, what am I doing?
Right? Why don't I learn how to code? Wasn't that something they were telling us a while back? Somebody kept telling me to learn to code.
So here it says, inspired by a popular manga anime series created by a 19-year-old developer, later sold it to Do Big Studios for over $3 million. Before that sale, the game was bringing in around $5 million a month and had peaked at more than 1 million concurrent players. So a game mode grows offline, had 5 million people, monthly active players playing that thing. As mentioned earlier, Grow the Garden, another standout. Oh, that's a different one. Okay, a 16-year-old creator created it and reached over 21 million concurrent players on June of 2025, was reportedly earning tens of millions of monthly revenues in peak. Meanwhile, mom's in the house going, Stewart, go outside and play. He's like, fuck you, Mom. I'm a millionaire. I bought this fucking house. Okay, do you want cookies? Right? Like that's that's what's happening. That's crazy.
But it's still the low percentages. But the fact remains is that people who have the vision to see the moment to be involved in something that they know can make them money, and they put themselves in the right spot. Like that's how the world is supposed to work. If you just want to do your mundane life and just go to work and do the thing that you want to do, or do you want to strive to put yourself in a position where you can make that kind of money, right? Consumer created content that I'm actually able to sell and I get revenue sharing from, and I can retire. Do you know what's going to happen to the 19-year-old that has $3 million? If he doesn't have like a lawyer and like a bodyguard immediately to put the money away someplace, he'll be dead in a year.
Yeah, a 16-year-old $1 million is divorcing his parents and moving into a mansion and blowing all that money before he even gets to 20 years old.
It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. Like listen, at 19 years old with $3 million, if you invested that money, you would never have to work. You would never have to work. You would just do whatever you wanted to do.
Krebsy says hookers and blow. That's what happened. That would happen.
That's what would happen if you had no one trying to tell him what to do.
All right, going from that crazy amount of numbers, okay, we have the next story, which is South Park. Okay, South Park creators strike a $1.5 billion streaming deal with Paramount. Okay, as part of an agreement with Paramount, Trey Parker and Matt Stone production company will make 10 new episodes a year. Okay.
No, but what's the? It's 10 years, right? It's a 10-year contract.
We'll make 10 new episodes a year. That's all it says. I don't know what the
Yeah,
contract, whatever it is,
what's the contract,
$1.5 billion.
No, I know,
It says
but
we'll produce 10 episodes a year in their agreement with
yeah,
Paramount.
but how long is the contract for?
I don't. It doesn't say in the
Because
in the actual-
what this sounds like to me, this sounds like the big contract in which afterwards they go into syndication and these guys retire.
I mean,
Because they're already they're
That's
as old as
great.
they're as old as we are right now. So in 10 years,
it's been out for 30 years.
I'm aware, bro. I watched the original.
When did South Park originally?
Let me tell you a little story.
Story time with Sarge.
Right, little story. A long time ago, in a state far, far away, one of my ex-girlfriends,
1997. Yeah.
one of my ex-girlfriends worked for people in Hollywood, and before South Park got picked up, the infamous tape that was sent around to all these higher ups as a joke. It was meant to be a joke. Remember what the joke was, guys? Remember, it was Santa Claus versus Jesus.
Yeah.
It was like a video Christmas card, and they made up a tape and they sent it out to all the big wigs in Hollywood because they were trying to get noticed, right? And so she had one of the tapes. And so we got to watch the original series, the original episode of Santa Claus versus Jesus before it became the actual episode in the show, right? And so it was a Christmas card. If you think about it, those guys created the most vulgar, easy to make show ever. They can knock out a show. They've done multiple interviews. They can knock out a show in 4 days.
Yeah. Well, it
If they
used to take them 2 weeks.
It used to take them 2
Yeah,
weeks.
it used to take them 2 weeks.
Now it's 4 days. Because they used to cut out the little pieces for the clothes and stuff. That was the animation.
Yes.
Right. Genius. Absolute genius. Now, of course, they tried to spin off and do movies and other stuff. That didn't work out too much for them, but they tried, right? That's basketball, right? But still, $1.5 billion for
When's
South
the last
Park.
time? When's the
about
last
that.
time you watched a season of South Park?
I'll be completely honest with
Yeah,
you.
that's what
I have probably up to season 20, 19 or 20, and then I stopped. It was my entire adolescence.
It's got to be. I stopped. I want to say like 2014, 15. So it's been about 9 to 10 years for me. I see clips here and there, but I don't. I used to watch it religiously. I used to watch it all the time, and then I stopped. I had to grow up. Not really. I had a kid, and I stopped watching a lot of things. I
stopped watching a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but I remember when I bought the DVD box set when it was out at that time because I thought it was going to be over soon, right? Because it was like season 21 or 22 or something.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Well, you know what's crazy to think about? Remember,
and they're right on the edge of culture. Whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Like if shit went down, the episode next week would be the shit you saw on TV.
Well, the crazy part is The Simpsons came out in the 80s, right? And The Simpsons are still on, right? They're still on. And to think that, I was like, man, no show's going to be close to that. South Park started in 97, which is, it's like 15 years after The Simpsons.
Simpsons
But,
is still the longest running show.
Yeah, it's, what are they, 40 season 41
Simpsons
or something like that?
I think Simpsons is the longest running network show, I believe.
That's great. Imagine being one of the voice actors there. You're just cashing checks. You're like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, let's just keep doing voices, right? Like that's crazy. 43. There you go. Travis says 43. That's insane. Well, good for them. $1.5 billion.
Well, but Paramount. Okay, we're not going to get
Paramount's struggling. This
We're
is
not
why they
getting
paid.
into the mud. We're not getting into the mud. I'm not going to go down the Skydance Paramount deal. But I will say this: Paramount needed to cut the fat, make sure things are running smoothly, and then make sure they have viewers. They have to hang on to viewers. And South Park was one of the cash cows from back in the day, so they wanted to make sure they have at least something as one of the anchors for like late night young adult humor. You know what I'm saying? So they had to keep it, right? So that's crazy. That number is crazy.
1.5 billion. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, next story is Splitgate 2. Splitgate 2. Developers say it's going back to beta.
I don't know what that means.
Going back.
I
To the
don't.
future.
I don't
No,
think
sorry,
anyone in
it's the wrong
chat
thing.
knows what that means. I don't think anyone on the planet knows what that means.
Here's what I don't understand. Ready? Game's out now. Game's not doing very well right now. No one's really playing the game right now. And they're like, okay, it's out. And they're like, okay, it's in beta now. But
It doesn't mean anything.
nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's just it's still a game. It's still out. You can still play it. You can still do the things, but it's in beta now. Be like, oh, well, if something's wrong with the game, well, it's only in beta, right?
I mean, is that the difference? Because
I'm assuming
I don't know what the difference is.
there's no difference because if I'm not mistaken, the game launched and they were fixing stuff while the game launched. But now they're fixing stuff, but it's in beta, right? Like, what? It makes no sense. Anyway, Splitgate 2 developer says it's going back to beta. Splitgate 2 is returning to beta early until early next year while the developers rework major parts of the game. The official Splitgate 2 account X released a lengthy statement today regarding the game's next plans to return to the beta. Developers first acknowledged that they also launched too early. Hey,
No
you
shit.
know who also launched too early? Outlaws. Okay, no else launched too early. Pick a game, any game. Cyberpunk, 2042, No Man's Sky, Fallout 76, it just keeps going on and on. Okay, the developers first acknowledged that they also launched too early and made some mistakes. Well, they had to make more than some mistakes. Otherwise, why would you be going back to beta?
I mean, is beta like a punishment to yourself?
At this point, look, I've said it for years. Alpha, beta, early access, preview program, and gold release are all the same, right? Star Citizen, still in beta, right?
True.
Fortnite was in beta for 5 years. There's no difference.
Did they have a release party when they released Fortnite?
What do you mean? No, they just said it released.
They
They're
just
like,
use
it's
the word.
released.
It's released.
Ta-da. Yeah, it's just
Right.
ta-da.
Right.
That's it. It's like a wet fart. It just went. That was it. Right. So they made some mistakes. Splitgate 2 is going back to the drawing board to rectify this. The developers stated that Splitgate 2 is going back to beta in early next year. During this time, they will rebuild major parts of the game, including reworking progression from the ground up, adding more portals to the maps, simplify monetization. What the fuck does that mean? Simplify monetization.
There's no
$1,
no
$2,
crystals.
$3? Are we talking?
There's no crystals for $5.99. There's just $5.99. That's what simple monetization is.
Okay.
If I buy the skin, it's $2.99. It's real money. $2.99 is $2.99. That's it.
Great. Refocusing on the classic game modes and more. I like the and more part. Classic game modes should be what the game is, but they try to put a battle royale in the game, and they were chasing trends. Even though they wanted to bring back Call of Duty, the only thing they chased in Call of Duty was the microtransactions.
Yeah, but wasn't the main problem with this game originally is that when they released the first game and then they stopped supporting it, they didn't care anymore, and now they're doing the exact same thing again with the sequel.
Well, yeah. So Splitgate 1 they brought out, it had a huge success.
Yep.
Millions of people played the game. They said, hey, we're going to change engines. And they said, you know what? We're going to stop supporting it because they signed a $100 million contract to make Splitgate 2. They left Splitgate 1 where it was, and they said, that's it. Now what they're doing, as I continue, I already read this earlier this week, they're closing down Splitgate 1 because it's costing them too much money to hold the servers open.
Sure.
Okay. So they said they're going to try to figure a way to do like a peer-to-peer type of thing during the time right now, which the petition went through over Europe with the Stop Killing Games initiative type of thing. They're closing their game down, which obviously we can look at that and speculate that the reason they're closing it down is because they want those people to move over to Splitgate 2, right? I mean, obviously that's make the problem, sell the solution.
Well, that's just a guess. We don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, no, definitely don't know it as an actual
but
fact.
It stands to reason you'd want your population to move over.
Sure, because
Which
they're
is
having
also-
more fun and the other thing that you don't want to support anymore.
Right, which is also part of the problem of them controlling the game that you don't own. Because then you can make me stop playing a game I can't play it anymore to force me to play something else.
So if you liked a game like this, Sarge, and you heard they were doing this, as a player, what would you do? Would you continue playing the game or would you stop?
I mean, new Sarge is different than old Sarge.
Well, I'm asking you, old Sarge.
If
When
I
you're
really
addicted
like
to this stuff,
I even in my youth when I was a lunatic, and I was a lunatic, I did not pick a side and like was going to be do or die. If you fucked me over for whatever reason by doing whatever to me, I basically stopped playing your game. So in this instance, if you told me that I couldn't play Splitgate 1 anymore after playing it for so many years and I had to play Splitgate 2 now, even though I don't like what you're doing, then I would just stop playing the game.
Right. My thing is, if I was a person that was playing Splitgate 2 actively right now, I'm buying microtransactions, and now all of a sudden you're telling me it's going to beta and you're shutting down Splitgate 1, I would be like, hold up. If you're doing this to 1, you're shutting down 1, and I'm playing 2, and now you're going back to beta, why am I spending money on your game? Why am I doing this so you can have a third attempt to try to? Because if they go back into beta, when are they coming out of beta? Are they going to come out of beta a year from now, 2 years from now? I personally think they're done. They go into do this, and I think by the time 3 months into them going into beta, they're done. Because if they're hemorrhaging money now, they're still going to be hemorrhaging money later, even though they did 2 layoffs. They laid off people a month ago. They took a pay cut. They're not taking any salaries, and now they laid off more people. I don't know the actual amount of people they laid off, but they're closing the thing down. They're laying off people. They have a slimmed down crew. What are you going to do?
Well, my question leans more towards the business side of it, which I don't know official. Is there a financial difference if I'm in beta? Does it create some kind of thing in the industry where I get things done differently? My timelines are different, or the pay different?
No.
Like, there has to be something on their end when you say it's beta, it changes something financially for them.
I know this is what it does for the console side. If you're in beta and you're putting new updates in, they go through much faster than if it was a complete game, because then you have to submit it to Xbox, you have to submit it to PlayStation, it has to go through a process, and then it gets submitted, and then it can get uploaded. But if it's in beta, and I don't know if it still works this way, but if it's in beta, you can just keep updating. You don't have to go through the same channels that you had to do if your game is released. So this is why I think they're retracting it back to beta. That way they can constantly update stuff without getting
So it's some kind of corporate loophole?
It's not really a loophole. It's more of if you're in beta and you're doing preview and stuff like that, they let you fix the game. But like when patches come through, like if a game's launched and a patch comes through, it's got to get submitted. It's got to get submitted and go through all the checks, make sure there's no viruses and then shit like that, because it's out. It's out. Where this is out, but it's in beta, so they know the risks or whatever it is.
So
right?
Does the responsibility come off of the publisher?
I don't know, but
because it's beta.
I remember when Fortnite did this, and the reason they stayed into beta so long is because they could update the game faster. That's why they did it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still the same, but I do know back in 2017, 2018, this is the reason they stayed in beta for so long. Because their updates would go through much faster.
I was going to say there has to be some kind of benefit, otherwise they wouldn't announce they're going back to beta. It has to be some kind of benefit.
I don't think they survive this. I think Ian and Nick take what they got, scrap it, either start Splitgate 3, or move on to a separate game.
It just seems like a bad cycle that you put yourself in, trying to jump around like this instead of just finishing the game and finishing it out.
There was a game that came out, and I forget what it was. I didn't look it up when I asked you guys 2 days ago or yesterday, whatever it was. There was a PvP game that came out. It was in early access. It came out of early access and then went back to beta and then fucking closed. Right? This feels exactly the same. It was like I want to say it was like a MOBA shooter type of thing. I think it was like a 4v4, 5v5 type of game. Dupla says, why start Splitgate 3? Well, if they start, in my opinion, Duplas, if they come back out with Splitgate 2, it's done. It's already tainted. The name's tainted. The whole thing, operations tainted. Wearing the hat, asking for forgiveness, microtransactions, hiring the wrong guy. It looks bad. If you start a new game, call it something else. Obviously, that taint is still on. That smell is still on. Well, they've done this twice now, right? They abandoned Splitgate 1. They abandoned Splitgate 2 if they do. Well, Splitgate 3 strikes are out. But if they started a new game, they'll be like, all right, we're going to get it right this time. This is what
but then
we're
they
doing.
sell it. But then they sell it. Didn't they make their sales?
They didn't sell the first one. They just...
No, I'm talking about the second one. I'm talking about the second one.
It was a free-to-play game. It's a free-to-play game with a shit ton of microtransactions.
So they're trying to reel in what the overpriced microtransactions. What are they trying to?
They said they're gonna simplify the monetization, fix some things, slim down the game modes. I think they expanded too quickly. I think they look. I'm not saying Ian and Nick, this is exactly what they are, but I'm assuming because when they started Splitgate 1, they were in college. Okay, I don't even think they were going to school for this. They happened to make it because they were sick and tired of Call of Duty. They wanted to make this type of game. They started a studio. They made the money, got investors or whatever they did. Okay, made the game. They have to look at it and go, holy shit, we got something here. People really like this. We could be millionaires, right? And then they start living a more luxurious life because they're the top of the tower, right? They got millions of people playing the game. They got microtransactions. They got investors. So they can go, we could do this again. And then they got really excited and they're like, let's make Splitgate 2. Let's change the engine. Let's make it better. We'll really dive into it. But they were learning as they went, right? They didn't understand business. So they were on the job training, running a company while they were also making a video game. And they got lost because by his own admission, he said things got out of hand. He didn't know that the microtransactions were $150. They didn't know that the guy that they hired from Call of Duty would do this type of stuff. And what that tells me is that you either weren't paying attention to your business because you were getting the money and doing the deals and whatnot, or you're a liar. And you knew that this stuff was happening and you were seeing what you could get away with. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he didn't know what he was doing, got too caught up into the actual stuff, and this is why he was spread too thin. This is why they're firing people. This is why he's not taking a salary, because I do believe he does mean good, that he wants to do it. But at the same time, I think the greed got in there because they were making so much money. Again, this is just my speculation. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened in any way, shape, or form, because obviously I don't know that. But I've been around a lot of people that when they get a taste of money and all of a sudden, like you ever see people that start up a small business and something they weren't going to do, but then all of a sudden they started making millions of dollars on it, and they're like, oh, well, I'm making toaster ovens now. You know what I mean? Like that's not what they want to do, but they started making a shit ton of money, and it's like on the job training. How many jobs did you have, Sarge, where the company didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and yet they were still in operation for years and years and years?
I've had a few.
Exactly. So I'm assuming that's what's happening here with these guys. I think this is done. I think Splitgate 2 is done. I don't think they're done. I think that Splitgate 2 is done, and they're going to have to come together and make Splitgate 3 or make a different game. Sometimes you don't want to put your best stuff out first, You want to put some shitty videos out there first before you do your good stuff.
But it's still the climate that we're in right now is if your game's not done at launch, there's something else that's going to take its place if you can't hold on to your community. So we'll see. I mean, were their sales well for Splitgate 2? Did their sales do well? As far as they know?
They don't share the numbers. I mean, I can go to Steam. If we go to Splitgate 2 numbers on Steam.
You have to have enough money to pussyfoot around.
It says here they have about 1 million copies of players playing, 1.8 million people playing, but there are concurrents 25,000. Okay, it's a free-to-play game, so let's just say 10% of the million people bought a microtransaction for $10. Do you know what I mean?
20, 25.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it doesn't. When you try to do the math this way, it never works out. It's like you think they make money, but they wouldn't be doing what they're doing right now unless they were pulling in money. You know what I mean?
Right.
They wouldn't be sitting around saying we're going to pull it back to beta, restructure something. Like, where are you getting the money to restructure all this stuff unless you are getting money from this game?
Right. Or from an investor that's giving you the money up front, sort of like a Game Pass deal. Like, hey, you want our game on your system? Are you going to pay us a little bit of money up front? It's a free-to-play game type of thing, and they recur it back on the microtransactions. Yeah, the current concurrent is 1.3. 1,331 people.
So you have to figure most of those people are
those are the diehards.
Yeah,
those are diehards. These 1,300 people spent $100 easy, right? Come on, these 1,300 people spent $100 on microtransactions easily. This is the 1% crew that's playing the game. At least that's what I would think. They're like holding on. They're like, I'm gonna make this game succeed. Let me give my paycheck to it.
It's just strange though when you have these kind of games come out and there's I never understood the whole thing about trying to go back to beta. You're trying to save the game. Like the game is the game. That it's like if you're going to fix something, that you release it. It's a DLC,
Right.
or it's a patch, or it's something else. But it's not. It's not because the game doesn't exist anymore, or we're in beta. The game's out.
I'm going to get to the next story, which is Call of Duty, which then goes into Battlefield. Okay. So Call of Duty is firmly in its slop era, and now it's Battlefield 6 game to lose. First of all, let's stop with this shit, okay? Because even Call of Duty at its lowest point is still 10 times larger than what Battlefield has ever been.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
So even when they're down, drunk, and out, Call of Duty is still going to be, without even trying, going to outsell Battlefield 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Call
Battlefield has
Call of Duty can be divorced, drunk, and out of his mind, and
Yeah.
still walk into work and beat Battlefield.
Right. So Battlefield has a chance to eat Call of Duty's lunch, but we'd be fools to believe EA will stick to the landing. No, they're not going to stick to the landing. Let's be honest.
What's the Beavis and Butthead thing?
That's Beavis and Butthead. That's in Call of Duty now. That's what Call of Duty is now.
It's not really the Beavis and Butthead guys, though, right?
No, that's what's in Call of Duty right now. That is Call of Duty. Okay. That's the graphics in Call of Duty when you're Beavis and Butthead, or when you're Nicki Minaj, you're Nicki Minaj, or when you're a sloth. And I told you when they started putting people in, I said they're ruining the brand. They're ruining Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a shell of what it was, or a shell of what it once was. All right, and people are starting to see it. They're like, I don't want to play. Like we talked about this. Sell me, right? They're gonna sell people to shut off so they don't see Beavis and Butthead. So you see Beavis and Butthead, they're going to sell you Beavis and Butthead, and someone else is going to get sold to not see your Beavis and Butthead so they can just see Call of Duty. Right? I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But I got a great idea. We're going to sell people so you don't get to see it. It's a filter you put on.
So I buy a skin that I can't see because I'm playing a first-person shooter. So somebody else can see me, and then that person doesn't want to look at me.
Doesn't
like
want
that.
to see it,
So,
and you don't know if
so
they
they're
can't
gonna
see
sell
you.
me. They're going to sell me a transaction so I don't have to see that shit. That sounds fucking nuts, bro. Is that for real? Did you make that shit up, or is that for real?
I made the filter paying for the filter shit up, but I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. That's not real, at least not that I know of yet.
Okay, so how delulu are we that you would pay for a skin that you don't see, and then the person who sees it is going to pay not to see it?
But you won't know they paid not to see it.
Right, but you won't know.
Right, so you think they're seeing Beavis teabagging you, but what they see is just
you,
a regular guy.
But you
just
don't,
teabagging
because you don't even see the damn guy.
Yeah. So, who knows? All right, so it says increasingly impossible to ignore how ugly Call of Duty has become. In the last few months alone, Black Ops 6 and Warzone have infiltrated the cell shade Beavis and Butthead, American Dad, and Jay and Silent Bob, and Ninja Turtles. It sounds like a wonderful.
It sounds like a clusterfuck happened in the middle of a Friday night session.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad joke. Beavis and Butthead and American Dad and Jay and Silent Bob and the Ninja Turtles walk onto a bar. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Black Ops 6 is the latest casualty of Call of Duty's slop era. The parade of cartoonish cosplay, dizzy visual effects, and Party City dress-up skins that is just a few years have eroded the identity of an Activision spent 2 decades building. I love it. I love that people are finally starting to see what I've been saying for fucking 2 years, more than 2 years. I'm like, they lost their identity, right? None of that is news, okay? But how are reacting to it is despise the popularity of his sort of skins. There's a funk in the air. A lot of people are finally acknowledging the sorry state of Call of Duty, and they're particularly repelled by Beavis and Butthead and American Dad skins that would have been ripped straight out of the Fortnite. The straw that might have finally broken the camel's back, and in the case of Call of Duty's oldest rival, has the opportunity to put the military back in military shooters. Man, you're giving Battlefield 6 way more credit than they're going to get, man. I'm telling you. Okay, EA pitched the Battlefield 6 essentially what blurry-eyed Call of Duty fans, which Activision had in mind. All right, before I even read on, think about what's happening here. If this does happen, Sarge, right? Call of Duty fans are not the same as Battlefield fans. Two separate groups, right? Two separate groups. So now there's, let's say, a mass exodus from Call of Duty. They move over to Battlefield. They're like, hey, I don't really like this because it's not Call of Duty, right? It doesn't feel like Call of Duty. And they're like, I don't know about these team things. But now there's a battle royale. Now there's an extraction. Now they have all these other game modes. If they get the influx of people to come over from Call of Duty, they have to capture them right away. So obviously EA is going to be like, that's it. Battlefield, now Call of Duty. So in a world where Battlefield was different from Call of Duty, where it was a bigger scale matches, has the potential now to take, because Call of Duty is a fucking adult Fortnite now, right? And now they're going to turn Battlefield into what Call of Duty used to be. Do you see what's happening?
I personally don't think that Battlefield will be able to hold on to Call of Duty's community. Personally,
I don't think so either. But if the big wigs see it and they come over to play the Battle Royale, or they come over to play the Warzone type of game mode, they're just taking them from here and putting them over here. But now this is better because there's no fucking Beavis and Butthead skins.
So your vision on this is that you think that regardless of the state of Battlefield 6, if it's good, bad, or ugly, that they're going to get an influx of people from Call of Duty because that's how bad Call of Duty is right now?
I'm saying if Call of Duty is as bad as people are saying. I haven't played in 14 years, so I don't know, right?
Well, I don't know the temperature. I don't know what's going on
I
in
don't
Call of
know.
Duty.
What I'm saying is Battlefield has always been chasing Call of Duty.
Always.
The last two actually, since Hardline, they try to get the Call of Duty crew. Okay. Then they went back to Battlefield 1. Then they went to Battlefield 5. Then they went to Battlefield 2042. They've always wanted the numbers of Call of Duty. Okay.
Sure.
Now, self-admitting, they said they want the numbers to be 100 million, and they want to be the Fortnite crowd, and they want to get the Call of Duty crowd. Now if Call of Duty is down on its luck, per se, and people are like, hey, I don't like Call of Duty anymore. Let's go over here. Because people are sheep and they're going to move. Now Battlefield has the influx of people. But Battlefield...
It's be 100 million.
No, I don't think so either, right? But now Battlefield has to go, wait a minute. We have all these influx of people, but they don't like what we made here. We have to pivot. We got to pivot. Like Fortnite pivoted with Save the World to Battle Royale. Battlefield's pivoting from Battlefield to make it more like Call of Duty. Right? You see what I'm saying?
I hope not, man.
I hope not either.
I look at it this way. Everybody looks at Battlefield and says that even when it was good, it wasn't good enough. But for some strange reason, even though it wasn't good enough, they still come out with a sequel every so many years. So I never believed the fact that Battlefield didn't make money. I just know it didn't make COD money, right? That was the difference. But they still made the game, which means they still made money. So now you have 4 studios, right? I almost feel like this is like the
4 studios all working on 4 different game modes.
Yeah, but it's still...
They're not working together.
Studios.
They're working together to make one package.
I get it. But what I'm saying to you is 4 studios working on one game. There's no way they are making their money back on this. It's too much talent for whatever game mode you think it is. There's too much talent in the room. It would be like having Superman has to make $1 billion, right? There's no way that Battlefield is gonna. First of all, it's not even gonna get close to 100 million. Maybe I'll give them 20, and that's probably like the highest they've ever seen in their lives, right? 20 million people to play Battlefield is the highest number they've ever seen ever. It's never been done, and that's still way far away from 100. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Krebsy says exceeded 400 million, and that was like a month ago. Yeah, I think it was actually higher than that, wasn't it? Krebsy, I thought it was closer. I thought it was closer to 500, wasn't it?
So I like the way these guys are saying, like, hey, Call of Duty's on fire, and now Battlefield can just roll right in and just put the fire out and take over the spot. But I'm like, you guys don't know EA. Like, you guys still don't know EA. Did everybody watch the trailer? Did everybody watch it?
There was nothing. First of all, the trailer
all that was a movie trailer.
Yeah, it was the
cutscenes.
It was the cutscenes from the campaign.
Yeah. And I identified all the movies. I identified Top Gun. I identified The Siege. I identified there was another movie in there. What was the other one movie? There's like 4 or 5 military movies in there. From those cutscenes, that's where it's from.
Yeah,
like they were basically cutting scenes out from movies and using it as a cutscene in the video game.
Yeah, the in-game engine type of stuff.
Yeah.
Here it says
the jet going back like this and then going over the guys. That's Top Gun.
Yeah.
right? The bombing of the Brooklyn Bridge, that's from the Siege. Like you're taking things directly from the movies that we
Looks
watched.
awesome though, bro. Looks awesome.
I know it looks amazing, but I saw no gameplay at all.
That's next
right?
week on when next
and
week's
all the
show,
guys
we can talk about that.
Did you see the scene where all the guys are running across the airport? Right?
Yeah.
They look like they were Cobra, bro.
Yeah.
They looked like that was
They did.
Cobra from G.I. Joe.
They had the masks
Everybody had
on,
the mask on. Can you bring? I gotta bring it up. Like the hat, even the helmet they were wearing, it looks like the Cobra hat.
Yeah, well, they're terrorists. There's a terrorist organization, whatever.
I get it, but I started laughing. I started laughing when I saw. I'm like, is that Cobra? Right, and every one of the guys that they showed, right, look. Maybe it's because of me because I was talking about it for too long. They all look like they were G.I. Joe characters.
They did with the beards.
Right? All the guys
stuff like
look like they were G.I. Joe
did.
characters. And what about the guy that hit the other guy with a sledgehammer?
What was that?
Sledgehammer a weapon you're going to use in this game? Do you have time to swing a sledgehammer when people are firing fucking automatic weapons at you? A sledgehammer?
Well, I think in the campaign, maybe, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it says we also Battlefield 6 playtests have looked darn good. Dusty urban maps, crumbling destruction upgrades, and no goofy wingsuits.
If and when it's optimized, sure.
But look, I think the game is going to look fantastic. My problem's not.
It has no choice.
Well, yeah, my problem's not with the name Battlefield's there, and it's going to look cool. My problem is it's no longer going to be Battlefield. My biggest fear is that they're going to change this to either the Battle Royale or the Warzone stuff, which is not why I play Battlefield. Battlefield game mode, if Battle Royale lives, okay, and the Warzone thing that they're making lives, they're going to separate the player base, okay? They're going to have you, log into Battle Royale and get this many XP points, and then go into this one and get this many. But people would just want to play Battlefield. They just want to play like the Rush mode, Conquest. That's what they want to play, right? But then there's the Battle Royale mode, and then there's going to be I don't know if it's Extraction or if it's just the Warzone type of thing. But it's like, if the Call of Duty crowd comes over from Warzone and comes over to here, and that thing is doing better than the Conquest and Rush, they will crush Rush and Conquest and then pivot towards that stuff. And if they pivot towards that stuff, then it's no longer Battlefield. It's just another Battle Royale, but with the Battlefield name now. And that is what I don't want it to happen, because that is my biggest fear. Because, look, out of all the franchises, I love Battlefield. I played every single Battlefield, even Hardline. I tried it. I hated it, but I never bought it. It's the only one I've never bought, okay? I played all the other ones. Vietnam, right? I played them all. This would kill me as a fan, right? They've already killed my Star Wars and everything else in the movie industry and that and stuff. They would kill my probably one of my favorite franchises, because this will probably be the first game I don't buy, okay? Because I didn't buy 2042, but I played 2042. This is one I won't buy or play if it goes that route and it goes to Battle Royale and if it goes to an Extraction type of thing, because that's not Battlefield. That's not why I play Battlefield. The first comment on their video today, the guy said, the very first comment was like, all I want is a large-scale battle with tanks and destruction and thing. All I want is Battlefield. That's what he said. I was like, exactly. And they don't see that. They don't see that. So let's talk about
because you can't make money on that. You can't sell skins on that.
You can't monetize that.
That's why.
Right? So he's talking about, I want to talk about the guns, right? The weapon system. So the weapon system, Battlefield 6 devs confirm important details about the weapon system. I feel like the people at Ubisoft talk to these guys to talk to us like we're idiots when they were trying to explain Jabba the Hutt and the Outlaws, and they're like, well, no, Jabba's in the game, but if you buy the expansion pack, you get to do more missions in the game. They're like, no, the gun system is in the game, but you can use it if you choose to. But I understand, asshole. I understand that the lock system behind, each class, and then there's an open class. Okay, so they're telling you assault rifles lock to assault classes, submachine guns lock to engineer class, light machine guns to support class, sniper rifles lock to recon class, and then designated marksman rifles, shotguns, carbines, not locked, can be picked up by any class. This is old Battlefield. Just, you have your guns, you have your set gear, and then you can pick up other guns, but this is the guns that you have locked to that specific assault or a specific class, I should say, right? They're like, well, we're going to put both of them in for the beta, and we're going to see which one works better. Like, and obviously, I think it's rigged from the start. I do. I think it's rigged from the start. I think that they want to put their system in, which is the open system where everyone can use every weapon to every class. And then they have, well, here's the system for everybody, where it's the old school class. And they're putting them both in there to show you, which they won't show you. They'll just tell you that, well, after the beta test, more people played the open guns than they played the specific classes. So we're going to stick because that's what you guys chose. That's what you guys showed us you liked. And then you're going to be like, okay. And I think if they do that, you're going to kill everyone that likes Battlefield, the old schools, because they're like, oh, here we go again. It's more Battlefield 2042 shit. And I don't think they're going to like it. And I think they're going to ruin it. I think they have every intention to not make this a Battlefield game. That's what I'm going in, right? That's what I'm going in with.
Well, just go with your deductive reasoning here, right? You've got 4 studios working on this game. You've got to rake in as much money as possible. So you're going to do whatever gives you the most dollars, correct?
Right, and they want 100 million people. Correct.
They're not getting anywhere near 100 million bid, right? I told you, I'll give you 20, and that's the biggest number you've ever seen in your life. You're still not going to get anywhere close to 100. It's just not going to, right? And listen, here are the factors. The factors are, when does it come out?
Well,
does it come out this year? Because I think it's coming out. I think it's coming out in first quarter next year.
No, there's rumors right now. October, it's coming out.
Really?
Yeah, and I actually made a prediction.
So we have to wait till just July. When is the multiplayer thing come out?
Next week, next Thursday. We'll
Thursday.
talk about it next Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
So I made a prediction before Grand Theft Auto came out, and this is before we knew Grand Theft Auto was going to be delayed till next year. I said, when are they going to release this game? If they have to release it September, October to get it out before, because we thought, based off what Krebsy was talking about with Grand Theft Auto, I was like, they got to get it out before Grand Theft Auto. You don't want to come out after Grand Theft Auto. You got to come out before Grand Theft Auto.
Sure.
So then they were starting to talk about, well, they're going to push it till next year. They could put it in February or whatnot and put it after. And I said, if they do that, they'll be stupid. I would push it out before, because after, the wave is going to be so strong with Grand Theft Auto, even though it's not a first-person shooter and anything to do with it, it's just going to dominate everything. People are going to watch it, see it, play it, whatever, right? So I said that they're going to launch it, and I have to go back to my video. I'm pretty sure I said early October or November is what I said. The leaks say early October. Okay, if that's the case, I believe it 100% because they want to get it out, and because they're hemorrhaging money right now. 4 studios working on this thing. They have to get it out sooner rather than later, okay? Especially with the reports of 450, 500 million. They say it could go up to 600 million by the time it comes out, but I think they're talking about if it comes out next year, like you're saying, early next year, okay? So I think they want it out, and then this is the problem. It's going to come out. It's going to be broke, buggy, unfinished, just like everything else. The campaign's going to work fine because it's 6 to 8 hours of campaign. That'll hold you over. The multiplayer will be broke, okay? And they'll fix it over the next 6 to 10 months. But they already got your money, right? They're going to hype it up, push the marketing campaign way big time on this. They're going to show you the multiplayer next week. Pre-orders open up. You're going to be super hyped. People are going to buy the fucking shit for $109, $120, whatever it is. The game's going to come out. Campaign's going to be short. People are going to be like, oh, it's really good. It's worth the money, $80. And then the PvP is going to be broke. Maps are going to be gone. Glitchiness. Something's going to happen. And then they'll have 6 months to fix it before Grand Theft Auto comes out. But by that time, it doesn't fucking matter because they already got your money.
4 studios is a lot, man. That 4 studios is a lot. They're going to have to sell a lot of stuff here. A lot.
I want to know what kind of skins and stuff they're selling. Because if I was a person that was like, all right, I'm buying this, right? I'm paying $80. If I got to walk around and see Santa Claus running around the fucking battlefield, I'm done, right? If I see Beavis and Butthead running across the screen in Battlefield, I'm done. If I see a crossover with Master Chief coming into the fucking thing, I'm done. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that shit inside that game. I just want Battlefield. Call me an elitist, call me gatekeeping, whatever you want to call it. Battlefield is not those games. Fucking go play those games. Go make those games. Go play those games. Battlefield is Battlefield. It has been the same type of shit since the beginning of time. This is why Hardline sucked balls, because they tried to make it like Call of Duty, okay? And then they tried to make everything else. Battlefield 5, they're putting things in. Well, there was a sniper class in the Russian army, and this is why we have women with robotic arms in there. Like, get the fuck out of here. Just give me a Battlefield, right? Just give me a Battlefield.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of risk going on right now. Right? So you think this year?
I think it's coming out this year. They have to. They can't put it out in February or March because if they do, they only have 2-3 months to get before the wave of just devastation from Grand Theft Auto 6. But if they put it out in October, they have October, November, December, January, February, March, and they'll still be fixing it that entire time. But they already got your money up early, especially before the holidays. Call of Duty's coming out during the same time frame, right? People are like, which one do I buy? Which one do I buy? Obviously, they're going to buy Call of Duty. This is why they have the Battle Royale. It's free to play, right? This Battle Royale is going to be free to play, so they bring people in to play the Battle Royale and then see if they purchase it for the single-player campaign.
So do you think because there's 4 studios working on the game and each of them took a different aspect of the game mode, do you think that it's going to play different? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to play different? Because who's like for instance, who's in charge of the gun mechanics? That's got to be the same across the board, right? You can't have 4 different studios working on 4 different types of gunplay. You know what I mean? Like, who's going across the board with all the mechanics that you're going to use throughout the game, and then you have 4 separate directors? Do you have 4? Do you know what I mean? How crazy does this look up?
Well, I would assume like if someone's making the gun mechanics, that goes just across the board. That's general. But like the guys that are making the single player are making the story and that world for that, right? But those worlds that they're making are also the map creators, because obviously I would think when you play the campaign, you're going to be playing in some of the maps that were in the campaign, right?
So are you saying?
So I think there's a little bit of crossover between them, but the fundamental mechanics for each one is 4 different studios.
All right. So are you saying then that if I don't buy the game, I can still play the Battle Royale?
Yes, which I hate because that's not Battlefield.
Interesting. So people are going to play the Battle Royale to see the gunplay, how the gunplay works, whether or not you want to buy it or not, right?
Yeah, people might not even buy the actual game. They might get 100 million people to play the Battle Royale for free, but those people never actually buy the game.
Interesting.
I still don't think they get the 100 million people, but you know what? I guarantee there'll be articles and they'll say, see, we did it. But they'll be like, it's the most successful Battlefield game in the world, but yet they're all playing Battle Royale, which means it's not a Battlefield game, right? You understand that, right?
Right.
If Battle Royale is the king and they have 100 million people playing Battlefield 6, they won because of Battlefield 6, but that's not Battlefield. That is squads of 100 people, single, duos, trios, whatever they're doing, running around to try to get the win from the closing circle. That's not Battlefield.
Right.
That's Fortnite, military style. That's Call of Duty. That's any other game. I don't know. I know I'm being a congratulated old man over here because I want my game. Get off my lawn.
Just make the game it's supposed, or change the name. How about change the name?
Well, I would love that if they just change the name. You want to change the name and not call it
Change the name and call it whatever you want. Just stop calling it Battlefield.
And then they say October 10th is when it's leaked and $80 is what's going to cost. And I think that's another thing. I showed some numbers earlier today, Sarge, about Delta Force, which is a free-to-play game, which is more Battlefield than Battlefield has been in the last couple of years. Okay, now I don't really like the monetization style of Delta Force, but there's 11 million people that play that game. And then concurrent players, they're up in the 300, I think 200 or 300,000.
Which one is it? Delta
It's called
Squad?
Delta Force.
Delta Force?
Yeah, Delta Force.
I know, I know there's like 3 out there. There's Arma.
It comes out, and here's the best part. It comes out August 17th on consoles now. Okay, which is, if this one comes out in October, it's about a month and a half in front of.
Wait, what comes out on console?
Delta Force.
So Delta Force is only on PC currently.
Currently, right now, yeah.
And has 11 million people playing it.
Has 11 million people downloaded and played it, and has 300,000 concurrents. Yeah.
Interesting. I might have to go online and start looking.
Yeah. Well, that comes out on console August 17th, I believe.
Interesting.
And then I looked at the other military things like Hell Let Loose, the other Battlefield games.
Arma. Squad.
I didn't look at Arma, but most of the games peaked at like 15 million people. Peaked at 15 million people. And Battlefield thinks they're going to get 100 million, where Call of Duty is at 80 million. And they think they're going to get 100 million with a Battlefield, non-Battlefield game.
Not possible.
We'll see. Krebsy says, I see the article headline coming, EA blames state of Battlefield 6 on playtester feedback. They're dedicated to listen to the community and making things right. Yeah, 100%. I can see that happening.
That sounds right up their alley.
I'm a little upset about it because I really want.
I just want to play a Battlefield game.
I just want to play Battlefield. Yeah, and if that comes out, I guess I'm playing Battlefield 1. I guess I'm playing Battlefield 5. I guess I'm playing Battlefield, whatever. So.
But do you remember how fast they gave up when they said they were going to do the Portal and they just stopped caring?
Yeah. We got Portal. Everyone's going to love Portal.
Portal has got everything, and all it really did was divide the player base, and then they stopped caring about it.
Well, they didn't do anything with it.
No, they didn't.
Just like Battlefield 5 when they said they were going to support it, and they stopped supporting it.
They stopped supporting it.
Yeah. The dream is, hey, guys, I'm going to make 1,000 episodes of Generation X gaming. And then all of a sudden next week, I'm like, all right, guys, episode 450 is it. I'm done. It's like, why were you boasting all of this, right? That's what they do. They're like, we're going to make so much stuff because if it's popular, they're like, oh, yeah, this is our dream that we want to make. But they actually can't make that dream because reality sets down. They're like, well, no one's playing our game. How are we supposed to have a 10-year plan if we don't even have a 10-week plan? Oh, and mind you asking about the people making the game, remember, 90% of the people working on this Battlefield have never made a Battlefield before.
Yeah, that's the one that worries me. Because graphics aren't everything. The play mechanics inside of a first-person shooter are a priority. The graphics are not so much. I mean, it's cool to have the graphics and the particle effects. Don't get me wrong, the realism is great. But at the same time, if the game's not playable, it's not smooth, responsive play, it's just not going to work.
I got to find hold on one second. I want to try to find this video real fast because there's an article and they're already trying to bloat up. Like they're trying to say stuff to make it feel like it's bigger than it is.
Is it still on Unreal 5, Krebsy? Is it Unreal 5? I'm pretty sure it is. All right, now here's the question. Is Battlefield, I know I'm throwing hand grenades, so I apologize in advance, but does Battlefield 6 have 60 FPS? Or doubtful? Or doubtful?
We don't know. So here it is. I just looked at the trailer, but so this is a thing coming in. This is how they start glazing things, okay? To make the hype. Battlefield 6 reveal trailer gets more likes than Black Ops 7 in just 1 hour.
It's just bullshit.
Do
bullshit
you see? Here's you have to have the bad guy, which is we're better than Call of Duty 7.
You're not.
Okay. And we have more likes. So I went to the thing, and they have 356,000 likes. Now I would like to know, which I don't have it opened. Let me bring open another browser real fast. I want to know what the dislike ratio is, if there is a dislike ratio. So let me see real fast. The dislike ratio. I don't think there's going to be a big discrepancy for the. Yeah, so they have 10,000 dislikes, 356,000 likes. Okay. For that. So in this article, it talks about Battlefield 6 reveal trailer. More likes than Black Ops 7 did in 1 hour. Battlefield 6 has already surpassed the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 reveal trailer. Likes on YouTube. It's just a single hour, and there's been a flurry of Battlefield 6 buzz since EA finally confirmed that the game's official title yesterday is teasing today's thrilling trailer. There wasn't that many people watching live, by the way, at all.
There wasn't.
The reveal of Black Ops 7 was closing in active Xbox June showcase last month. It's the second time Call of Duty fans are getting back-to-back sub-series entries following Modern Warfare 2 and 3 in 2022 and 2023, respectively. Black Ops 7 is a futuristic entry, and they also look to serve as both the follow-up of last year's Black Ops 6, the sequel to 2012's classic Black Ops 2 reveal trailer confirmed. Down here, it says, Black Ops 7 revealed YouTube just 1 hour after going live. The post shows that Call of Duty's trailer was a whopping 40 million views and just 140,000 likes.
I love how they throw around these numbers. They just throw around these numbers like it means something to anybody.
While Battlefield 6 had the time under 18,000 views and 194,000 likes is likely due to the trailer being on YouTube Premiere, which also the fans to like the video before it went live. Realistic Access says that the premiere had around 40,000 likes before the trailer even dropped, which would still put it ahead of Black Ops 7's trailer. The Battlefield 6 trailer numbers have ballooned since then, and now it's close to 2.5 million views with 268,000. So when I looked at the actual Battlefield, it says it has 4.7 million views as of now. But let me tell you something. That means absolutely nothing because I remember when Borderlands 3 came out and it had like millions and millions of views, and then it went down by half and half, and Borderlands 4 is doing the exact same thing. We'll see what sells. We'll see what happens when the actual thing comes out. But I love when they start glazing stuff like this. This is the same thing they do when they talk about movies. Number one movie at the box office, and nothing came out that week except that movie.
Right.
So they're not lying. They're telling you the truth that it is the number one movie at the box office because nothing else came out during the box office, right? So
right.
That's the type of stuff they do. One of the things I want to talk about is this. Sarge brought this up, which is G2A. Okay, G2A has been around for like 10 years. Okay,
Well,
it's been around
this is
since-
different. This is a different rendition, though. This is not the same company.
Well, yes, but no, it's keys and stuff, right? So Sarge was asking me a question, and I wanted to bring it up with chat and stuff with G2A. Certain games are, I noticed that there are not a lot of new games, like brand new day one AAA title type of stuff. There's a lot of stuff on here that was new and it's a couple months old and whatnot. So we were talking about this before the show started. I was like, I don't know what type of context we're going to talk here, but I look at this and I want to know because it's CD key, right? And I looked it up, and the way they talk about it, okay, the way they talk about it is it says the seller lists keys. All sellers must pay rigorous business verification process. Individuals without the business credentials are generally not allowed to sell on G2A. Keys usually come from legitimate sources. Usually, I like how it says usually.
Usually
comes from developers and publishers of G2A Direct, wholesalers who purchase large volumes of keys and resell them through marketplace like G2A. Okay, so buyers, browsers, and purchasers can also search the games across platforms like Steam, Origins, Xbox, PlayStation, and so on. So you could buy these keys from them, right? And I've always said that the games, this is why you shouldn't buy games day one, because that's not the price. And I used an example of Assassin's Creed Shadows when they were doing the $120, $150 when we showed that screen where they had the 4 categories and it said you could get the standard price at 70, you can get the early access for 100, you can get the other one for 120, or you can get the subscription model for $18, right? And I said, that's how much the game is. That's how low they can go to sell you the game, because if you only come to play that game, they're going to eat the cost, $18, and then maybe you'll stay and play it for 2 months, maybe you'll stay on for 3 months, but $18 is how much that game is worth, and that's why they're selling it to you for $18. Maybe $20, and they're eating the $2, right? Just to get a microtransaction or something off of you. With G2A, I'm confused because, for instance, like Antibiotic Factor, it says $40, right? And again, it just came out on console. It's been out for about a year on PC. This is the Steam key, all right, $22. So what did they pay? Bulk, right? Bulk keys. Remember, keys, which is not being produced. It's not being made or printed. It's just, hey, I need 10 more codes. And they're like, okay, I got you. And they just print out the codes, like just making extra money and handing it over to somebody, right? How does this work? How do they just keep printing keys to sell them for a quarter of the price, a tenth of the price, half the price, 60% off, 90% off, 74% off, right? Like, how does this work? And everyone's still able to think that games are actually $80.
But where do they get I get what you're saying, Krebsy, but where do they get the unredeemed keys? Because
they're not taking unredeemed codes. They're buying them from, just like Target, just like Walmart.
They're buying them from the company.
They're buying them directly from the company and then selling them on this site. It's not like I bought 2 copies and I'm like, hey, G2A, you want to buy my copy from me?
They're buying in bulk.
They buy them in bulk and then sell them on the site through individuals, wholesalers or whatnot. So think of this like a farmer's market. Okay, I go to the studio, I ask for 100 codes. I pay for 100 codes at a smaller price. Let's say I got Antibiotic Factor for, they say 40. They didn't pay 40. They probably paid $16 and they're selling it for 22 because they want to make a profit, right? So they got it at bulk. If you buy 100, we'll give you $16 per code. So they paid that money up front. Now they're selling it on here. That's how it works.
Well, I look at this and I'm always skeptical, but I look at the industry where we are right now, and there's no more physical copies. I mean, there are, but really
Yeah,
there's not.
very rarely.
Right?
Yeah.
So once again, there's no middleman. So if I want to buy a game, I have to buy it directly from the publisher. I can't go to Target and buy the game anymore, or I can't go to Walmart and buy the game anymore. I don't have options of where to purchase the video game. I'm buying the digital game from the publisher at that price. So when I see this, right, if I'm a young kid and I'm surfing the web and I look up G2A and I see I can get a game that would normally cost like $50 or $60 for $24, I'm going to be interested. Right? It's not even a question. I'm going to be interested. But my question is what are they paying the publishers and what number are they paying them in order to get that price point low enough that they can sell at that level?
So the only example I can say of this, and it's 100% different because we sell food, which is perishable products. Yeah. Okay, but we sell our eggs to wholesalers. Okay, and the wholesalers buy our eggs for a price. Okay, and so we have our price, and we'll go below that price because we sell it in our retail store. Okay, we sell our eggs at a cheaper price so they can then sell it at the farmer's market or anything else. So let's say our eggs are $3 a dozen. They can pay $2.75 and then go sell that at the farmer's market for like $4, $5.
Yeah, they have to at least double or triple
it. That's exactly what they're doing here with the keys. My problem is these are physical eggs. These are physical things that you're actually purchasing, and there's limited quantities of it because the thing has to shit it out of its ass to actually make it.
It's an actual item.
Right.
This is nothing. It's
just
digital.
made up out of midair, and they're like, hey, we're out of codes. Can you give us some more? Yeah, sure. We'll give you buy 100 codes, and we'll give it to you at this price.
Right, but the code allows you to download the data. That's all it is.
Correct.
The data is in a server, right? The game is in a server somewhere, and the key allows you to access the server and download the game to your hard drive, right? So I'm buying digital stuff in bulk, and then I get to sell it on G2A for 40% less than what I would normally sell it for in the store.
They're even selling cards here for like Netflix and stuff. Like you can get a Netflix premium 1 month account for $8.96, right? It's like they fell off the digital truck. You see what I'm saying?
But this is why I start laughing. I'm like, but there is no truck.
Right, there's no truck.
There is no truck that they got it off the back of, right? It's digital.
You have to get the code from the company itself. So even if you stole the credit card, right? Because Krebsy's saying stolen credit cards, buying in regions where the game is cheap, then undercutting the market, buying the bulk, but cheap from stores that's going out of business. You're selling digital codes. You're selling a key, Krebsy. They're getting them. They're not getting them from like GameStop and saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy all your keys for the price," and then go under here and then charge 40% less. That doesn't make any sense. They're losing money unless they're literally stealing the cards from GameStop or whatever company they're doing it from.
Well, see, in my mind, they have to be. I will agree with Krebsy to a point where if I can find a way to get to keys that are black marketed keys and all it is, wait, let me finish. That allows me to access the server, right? It does allow, and I can download the game. Now, when does the company find out that the key accessing the server is good or bad or indifferent? Because I have no product. Right. If I steal from A and I sell it to B and there's nothing there, but it's just a digital key to access the server, I'm sure these guys are making a killing, right? Because whether the key is legal or not legal, I'm still making money on the access to the server, correct? That's what I'm selling.
Yeah, Alterm says
I don't have overhead.
What if the devs are intentionally generating or internally generating keys and then selling them under the table? I don't know.
We don't know.
But this is my question, right? Are they calling Sony up? Okay, they call Sony up and they're like, Sony, I like 1,000 God of War keys, right? And they're like, okay, right?
What's the price point? What's the price point for?
We're selling ours at $70. Like, great, we're going to sell it for $50, right? Wholesale, and they're like, right, okay, if you buy 1,000 copies, we'll sell it to you for $45. And they're like, okay, and then they'll go sell it for $50 or $60, which is undercutting what they're selling for their full price at $80. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It makes no sense.
But that's what I'm saying. It makes
no sense to me.
I'm going to keep my eye on these because I know
Because there's nothing to sell. It's just a key.
Right. There's no.
It's like me
overhead
telling
here.
you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8,
No,
9, 10.
no, but that's what we're saying, Alien. Like it doesn't. There's no more product. It's not a tangible product. There's no factory printing out discs.
Yeah, no, we're not. I'm not worried, Alien, about like as a customer going, oh, I don't know is this real? Where did they steal it? No, I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
I want to understand. The companies tell you we can't make it. We can't make it. We need to sell our games. Games are $80. $80 games. Meanwhile, game that comes out, I can get Expedition 33, which was $58. Right now it's $33. What are they selling? What are they selling Expedition 33 for right now on Xbox? It's probably $50. I don't think there's a sale. They might give you $3 off, 10% off because you're a Game Pass member and you whatever, right? Like, how are they selling them for so much cheaper if they're coming from the company?
Right, they're coming
right?
from the publisher. Right.
If the publisher's selling them for a cheaper price, then why are they selling them for $80 on their own store?
Then why would I buy from the publisher at all? I'll just wait and get it
Right.
from E2A.
I'll just wait.
I'll just wait.
Because the actual price of the game is not $80. It's not $70. It's not $60. It's not $50.
Right.
Because these people are making a profit off of their price. So when it says 44% off, they probably marked it up 20%, 30% from what they paid for it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How low ball can they go? Right? Because
Robert Jones says is equivalent to the manufacturing of one product and slapping 3 different prices on it. I guess Krebsy says streamer is giving 50 free codes. Streamer gives codes to
It's
G2A
permission to get a server. That's
for
it.
200 G2As, then undercuts the market, selling those for 50 or 50 when market prices. According to them, they only let people.
Yeah, according to the actual.
According
website.
to the rules of the TOSA and stuff like that, the people that are on this thing are reputable,
Yep.
licensed,
Yep.
business sellers for wholesale.
Yep.
Whatever the fuck that means.
That's what it says.
Yep. So I don't know.
I just find it funny because it didn't draw my attention because of Cyberpunk because it's been out a while and a lot of these have been out for a while. But Expedition 33 just came out. The Abiotic Factor just came out. Like these games, some of these games just came out.
This is the Steam key for that particular game, not the Xbox key or the PlayStation.
No,
key.
I get it, but some of these games just came out.
Yeah. So my whole thing is basically the reason I brought this up is when they tell you that the game is $80, they're lying to you. Okay, because they could sell it to you for much, much cheaper and still make a massive profit off of these things. Because obviously they're making money off of these. People are buying. I don't think like there's like one guy making an account here. This business has been around for a decade.
There's not 2,700 people keeping GTA alive. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a lot more people than what we think they're buying off of there. I just think it's funny, and I'm like, oh, how the fuck there's hey, we're out of codes. All right, just give him another codes. All right, cool. It's like scratch. He bought a whole bunch of cards, and there's a guy just sitting there going, 642 H53, right? Like it makes no sense.
I'm waiting for the sketches. I'm waiting for the sketchathon to bust open. Something's gonna happen, right? Because it doesn't comprende in my brain on how you can sell those keys for that price point and then resell them on a site where I'm undercutting even the guy who sold me the key. Like, why would I? Why would I? It makes no sense. You're selling it for 40. I say I want a deal on it, and then I get the deal from you, and then I sell it. I'm competing with you now,
correct?
Because I'm selling the same game you're selling, but I'm selling mine for 25, and you're selling yours for 40.
Yeah.
Right. No questions. Right. Nobody has any questions. We're gonna let this one go. Okay, we're good. I'm glad to see everybody past economics. We're good. We'll let this one go. We'll circle back to this at a later date.
So this is time for Q&A. If you guys have a question, put a Q in front of your question, and we'll answer it. We don't have to answer it, but if we can answer it, if you'd like to put a question in, we'll give a couple minutes for that. And
I agree, Krebsy. I agree. I find it humorous because I remember. Okay, Krebsy, you do remember they did the exact same thing before, but they were actually physical copies, right? Like we're on the same page, right?
Okay, so
The same
saying
service happened in the past.
Z saying 30. Maybe it's a percentage that goes back to the publisher or developer because 50% is still better than get a new player than they would have missed. Yeah, but going back there, it's a digital code, right? It's not like they have to return the asset to if GameStop buys the digital code, right, for the games, and now those codes are at GameStop, and they're like, oh, these games aren't selling. We have to sell them back to somebody else or sell them off to somebody else, right? They've eaten that cost, right? GameStop has eaten that cost because they have to purchase those games. That's why they do pre-orders, so they know they already sold that game before it gets there, and so those are already talked about, right? Then there might be like 3 or 5 left over, so then they don't sell those, and they have to eat those, and that's why they put them up there and try to push it out and whatnot. And this is why they make more money.
Well, why wouldn't they just put? Why wouldn't they just put those on sale themselves?
Yeah, think about it. GameStop's whole business model is robbing you blindly. Right? Yeah. You have a game you just bought for $70. You beat it. You bring it in. They give you $40 for it, and then they turn around and sell it for $65, $5 less than the $70. Right?
Right.
They're making a profit from $40. They're making $25 profit off of that game. And this is why the businesses are like, fuck you, GameStop. We're doing digital now. And now digital basically is doing the same thing where they're selling it for cheaper than the actual game is being sold right now on their personal stores.
It's a little strange. Because I remember the old days, it was a physical copy thing. I remember.
Yeah. No, the old days when you're getting a deal on a video game is because it fell off a truck.
Yeah. Or someone stole the truck. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they got a copy, or right, like it still happens. People buy a PlayStation, there's a brick in the box because they didn't actually buy the brick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what's happening. That's how you're making money off of stuff like this. Now it's just digital. Now they're just making up numbers and selling those numbers. All right, let's see.
I just think it's a scam waiting to blow up. Right, that's what I think.
Was a 10-year scam? I guess it could,
Yeah, but G2A hasn't been around for that long, and it's all digital now.
No, it's been around for a while because Steam's been around since 2012, and that's all digital. So it's been around less than Steam.
Yeah.
Right. So I used to think that G2A was, you have a code, Sarge, and you don't want it anymore, so you sell it to G2A, right? And then
but if I have the code, it means I used it already on the game.
I don't know. It's a rip. You can BitTorrent it, whatever, right? And then they sold that to you. That's what I thought G2A. But now they're just selling you keys. They're just like, hey, here's a brand new key, and you're like, okay, well, why do I have to pay full price over here if I'm getting it? I would love someone to explain it to me. I'm an idiot. I would love someone to explain to me how this actually works and if this is a better system. Because if it is, that makes more reason to never buy a full price game ever again.
I would never buy an $80 game
ever. You just wait 2 months, get the key to either and G2A it. Yeah. Again, I'm admitting I'm an idiot. I don't understand. I would like to be explained it. If someone can explain it to me, so I can understand it. There you go.
It's a $50 game. No, it's not. We sell it for $25.
Yeah, $25. Like, oh, okay.
Sweet.
I'm gonna have to 1 week. We're gonna stop Krebsy for asking questions, and we would have no questions.
I think his brain gets ready to explode. Like he's thinking about him the whole show.
All show, he's like, I'm gonna ask that question. I'm gonna ask this question.
And then get to the end, he just starts going.
He has these copy pasted off to the side. He waits all week and he just goes down the list. Companies undercut themselves just to make the more sales and lower the profit. Yeah, I know. What was it? NVIDIA did that, right? NVIDIA told you that the cards are $350, made a subsidiary, had that company buy the cards at $350, and then sold those cards for $1,000 and got caught. So yeah, companies do that all the time. So what are they doing? Jaggy Snake, thank you very much. Says, hey folks, I'm up late, so finally catching you guys live. Well, lucky we're running a little late here because we're doing Q&A right now. Otherwise, you wouldn't have catched this. But thank you very much for the 30 months. Jesus Christ. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, let's get to Q&A with Sarge. All right, let's go with a couple of questions. Sarge, if you see any more questions come in, I'm going to be in the question section. Make sure you star them. First question, Krebsy says, do you think we see Jeff the Land Shark in MCU, and when? I just saw today that they have a pop figure. What are those things called? It's not Pop Stroke.
Funko Pop?
Funko Pop, thank you.
Yeah.
They just made a Funko Pop.
Pop
of,
Stroke's the golf course, bro.
Yeah, it's a golf course, which is opening by me. They're opening one by me. Yeah. So I think that we see him. Maybe we see him in Doomsday, because why not? Throw another fucking character in the mix. Maybe he's in the background for a second or so. Maybe that's where we see him.
I don't think they want to spend a lot of money on doing a whole CGI, Land Shark.
Yeah.
But in the background, see him do a move to somebody, or
like something. That's what I said, like an Easter egg or something.
Yeah, I think you see him. Yeah, they would
maybe hear him in the background, or
no, you see him. You see him eat somebody in the background. Like
yeah,
he'd be in the
someone
background.
Reports a shark attack.
Somewhere. Yeah,
someone reports a cute shark attack or something like that. Just references him.
Yeah, for sure.
Krebsy says, when Pete leaves Bungie, you think we should go to 1047 Games, aka Splitgate Devs? No, because he can't take any more money from them. He would have to go to a bigger company, right? He's already, taking so much from Bungie. He's got to go to a bigger company. He would have to set his eyes on some other tech company, not a gaming company.
Yeah, Microsoft itself.
Yeah,
he'd have to move up to Microsoft itself.
Yeah, he had to get out of the gaming division and move somewhere else to get more cars. Krabby says, let's say Splitgate fails. Do you think Microsoft? Well, let's say it is going to fail. Do you think Microsoft should buy them, make them support studio for Halo, since Halo is going to Unreal Engine 5, and Splitgate is basically Unreal Engine 5 Halo with portals? I mean, that sounds really good, Krebsy, but unfortunately, I think Splitgate doesn't get bought. I think they just close down, and if they did get bought out, they would get closed down either way. So they're either going to get shut down because of what's happening right now, and they're just done, or they get bought out and then get stripped, and then they're done.
Because it sounds like they're making promises and they're going to run out of money, and that's going to be it.
That's what I think. I mean, you already stopped taking a salary, and you fired two layoff stretches here, so it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Next one, Krebsy says, what do you think Overwatch could do to regain the ground from Marvel Rivals? The dating sim they just added, I don't think is doing it. I saw that article. I'm not even going to answer this question. I looked at that and said, I'm fucking out. I'm not even going to talk about that. So I don't. They have to make a game, sell a game. To compete with Marvel. Marvel's coming out with 12 heroes a year. As of right now, 12 heroes a year. That's number one. You want to compete with Marvel, then start making more characters and compare to them 1-to-1. Because by the end of this year, I think they'll have as many, if not as many, or close to it, as Overwatch characters that had since 2016. So within 9 years, within 12 months, they almost have the exact same amount of characters, right? I think it's like 50 something. Let me look that up real fast. How many characters does Overwatch have? Let's see. Number of Overwatch. What do they have? They have a combined total of 43. Overwatch 2 has a total of 43. Well, Marvel right now has 41. 42 and then 43 by the end of the season. Yeah. So if they want to compete, they got to start putting more people inside the actual game. What do you think, Sarge?
I mean, I think that Rivals has got to go hard into the paint. So I think they got to keep up with as many characters as possible. I don't think anybody else is going to.
Well, Overwatch, not Rivals.
Yeah, but I don't think Overwatch will be able to do it. I just don't think they'll be able to do it. I think the draw for Overwatch isn't there. The community doesn't really care about Blizzard anymore or Activision. So, they can try. They can try, but I doubt it. All right, next one is they gave up on it too quick. When they were supposed to care about Overwatch, they didn't care.
Well, because there was no competition at the time.
Yeah, of course.
Now they have competition, and now they're like, eh. Altard says, do you believe that Pedro-tastic 4 will sell more than James Gunn's Superman?
Yes.
In my prediction, I have Superman, I said, would make 91 million opening weekend, which I was close. Worldwide would make 185 for that first week, and then 715 million it would make in its total run. Okay, which I did less, I believe, I said 925 million for Jurassic. I said 715 for Superman, and I think Marvel's Pedro Fantastic or Fantastic, whatever, comes in at 620 million at the end run for Fantastic Four. But I did say it would make 122 million this weekend, which I think will be just shy, because I think it was 125 for Superman. So that's my prediction. I think it'll be less than Superman, and when it's all said and done, I think it'll be less than Superman and less than Jurassic Park.
So you think Superman's going to be able to? I think Fantastic might do better.
We'll see. I do know that Superman did exactly this week what I said it would do. I said that it would make half of what it made the week before, and this weekend I think it'll make 35 million, which will bring its total to about 476 million worldwide. But we'll see. If it breaks 500, people are going to start going eat it chuds, because they think that that's the number it has to hit, but it really has to hit like 650, 700 million. And after this weekend, it's going to just be a slow drip to get to that. And I think I'm going to be way all over. I don't think it's going to hit 700 million. That's just my thoughts. Krabby says, so what item from the Eververse store allow you to experience more fun? Who's going to experience more fun with the Sydney Sweeney first Fortnite COD or Battlefield? Well, Sydney Sweeney would probably go into Call of Duty before Fortnite, because she's too sex appeal for the Fortnite crew, right? I would assume they would have to tone her down. Which one do you think?
You'd have to tone her down.
I mean, she's genius. While everyone's going like soft on, like, oh, don't show this. She's like, I'm beautiful, and look at me and object me. I don't care. Like she's making billions of dollars.
Yeah, I think she's more of a COD girl than Fortnite.
Yeah, Battlefield definitely not. They're
No.
definitely not going to put her in Battlefield.
No, but if you did, I'm going to keep saying it. If you did the Battlefield G.I. Joe thing that I have, she's the Baroness, without a doubt.
Make her hair dark.
Yeah,
There's
without a
Baroness.
doubt, she's the Baroness. So there's that.
Kevin says, what genre of gaming do you think isn't being utilized enough? I don't know. I think it's actually a pretty good balance of everything right now, right? I mean, it does feel like Souls games are taking over, so you wouldn't want a Souls-like game.
I'm not sure about if you want to know about money-wise, if it can make money, but I don't think there's enough puzzle games for a wider audience.
More broader audience for puzzle games.
A puzzle game that covers a more broader audience. A different design for a puzzle game that brings the more mass people in.
Right, you're not gonna. You never have like
from back in the day. Like from back in the day, Myst was a huge.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Like
Myst
was
was
huge.
Yeah, huge. I don't think you get that anymore. But that's a good choice. I was gonna say sports games, and what I mean by that is there's not that many sports games because there's only a few people making sports games, and I mean like the basketball, football, baseball. There's only MLB The Show. There's a couple of other small baseball games. There's not really a lot of football games, so I would say
too many exclusive contracts. Too many exclusive.
No, I understand
contracts.
that, but that's what I'm saying. They're underutilizing
Yeah,
sports games.
if you got rid of the exclusive contracts for the sports games, they would open up.
Jackie, again, thank you very much for the. I'll put you back up there. Thank you very much for the membership. Oh, what happened here? Next one. Altard says, so did Splitgate 2 make first-person shooters great again, or are they just going to make Men in Black? Forget about that. Yeah, forget about that. I honestly think the game is done. I think the studio's done. I think
everybody forgets everything after 3 weeks anyway. So we'll see in a couple months where the game is, where the studio is.
Altern says, so did Battlefield hire Michael Bay and create the new trailer? Yeah, there was a lot of. Do you think they want you to know about the fully destructible environment? Right? How many helicopters fell through buildings
and slow mo?
and that
slow-mo.
the dam blew up. Do you think that's going to be like a Levolution type of thing, Sarge, or do you think it's just trigger based by like time in the map? Obviously, that was the campaign, so that has something to do with that.
Well, I think that I think what we really witnessed was the trailer to the movie. That's what
Right,
we
to the single player game. That's what it was. Yeah.
Right, that's all that was. Right, it was done exactly like a movie, and the cutscenes in the trailer for the movie were from other movies that were military movies. So, yeah, I mean, I think the ones that I think if you go by half speed and you go through the frames, I've identified 5 maps, 5 of the old maps from the backdrops that they showed by landmarks, because I knew the landmarks of certain maps, and so the landmarks stick out. So that's the map that's in there. So it gives you an idea that map might be in the game again.
Right. Robert Jones says, do you think the FPS genre can recover from after the death of the map pack? No.
The death of the map pack. The only reason why the map pack died
Split the base
is because you split the community beat. That's the only reason.
But they're doing
That's
that now.
Reason. No, I get it. This is why they didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Instead of splitting the player base with maps, they're splitting the player base with game modes.
Right. Same shit. It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, so I don't to answer your question, I don't think they recover because they're just doing the same. The only way you're still splitting no matter what my idea is, you're still splitting the player base. So yeah. I think you're always going to split the player base. The only way
you have to give it to them. Like if nothing else, if all you care about is engagement because you want to sell someone a $2 item somewhere in the skins area, then you release map packs and you just give them. You say, "Hey, it's another season. It's summertime.
Yeah,
here are the summer maps." That's it.
Sort of like what Marvel Rivals is doing right now. Every time a new season starts, they give you like 2 new maps and they just put it in the rotation, stuff like that. I guess you could do something like that, but so you don't split the player base, but you still might, because if they add a map that no one likes and it's in rotation, people will just leave that game and go back into rotation so they can find a map until they get to that point, and then they back out again. So no matter what you do, I think it's a hard problem to fix. Water Bear says, "Are you guys going to play Battlefield Day 1?" I've said that if they give us the 10-hour EA, like, because you're on Game Pass and you have EA Play for Ultimate, if they give us the 10 hours, I will play that, but I will not play more than that. And just to put it in perspective, I still have 8.5 hours left on the free trial stuff that EA gave me for Battlefield 2042. So there's that.
Not purchasing Day 1.
Yeah,
but
if definitely not
trial.
If they give me a trial play,
I'm assuming at $80 they're giving you a trial.
Well, we'll see.
They want 100 million people, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
At the very least, they'll do the Battle Royale one time just to see the gunplay.
Water Bear says, "Do you believe that Fantastic Four is actually worth watching in the theaters? The wife and I are going Saturday night." I mean,
do you have a huge TV at home? If you got a huge TV at home, you can watch it at home in 3 months or a month, or depending on how well it does. But the superhero movies you're supposed to see on the screen. You know that. Come on.
I had a split second, Water, where I thought I was going to go this weekend. I still might, but this is the way my brain works. I saw Superman. I was going to do a review. I don't want to write a review because I'm angry, right? And I don't want to make content because I'm angry, because it's just a waste of my time and your time, because there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a balance if you like the movie, the pros, the cons, and stuff like that. I'm just angry, and I don't want to make a review about the movie. So I'm letting it sit. So I was going to go watch Fantastic Four to do a review. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to, because I'm still angry at the last superhero movie I watched of Marvel in the theaters, which is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's the last movie I saw in theaters, and I don't know if I want to give Marvel money here. So I might wait for it to come on, but I might. If I'm going to do a review and people are saying it should be worth to see it, maybe I'll go see it, but I don't know. I'm going to say no. No, I'm not going to go watch it.
I'm more concerned that Water is wasting the "do you want to watch a movie with me" wife thing on Fantastic Four. Like, this is the best one you got, that you're going to make her go see this movie with you. You couldn't wait for, like, I don't know, Nobody 2 coming out next month. Like, make her go watch that with you instead of making you waste this freebie thing with Fantastic Four. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the wife doesn't always want to go see a movie with you. She humors you by going to watch a movie with you because she knows you like it and she'll go watch it with you. I think you should pick a movie that's a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna go watch that too? There you go. Then you got a good wife then. Water.
Alexander Smith says, do you foresee any games releasing in the rest of the year that shake up the Game of the Year race? I'll be honest, I
Currently?
don't know. I
tough.
don't know any other game that's coming out the second half of the year that is like off the top of my head. So I truthfully can't answer that. My game of the year is either Split Fiction or Expedition 33. But obviously Death Stranding's there. People are saying Donkey Kong might be in there. People are saying Kingdom Come Deliverance might be in there. They're saying Yote, maybe Yote might be in there. I think Game of the Year is already established. I think it's either Expedition 33 or Split Fiction. That's my
Yeah, I
mine.
don't. I've been trying to follow the rest of the year. I don't see anything. I don't see anything currently in the rest of the year that would probably take a slot. I think all the slots that we know of are taken already.
Yeah.
It's 5 slots, right, or 6 slots?
It could be 6 and maybe
Yeah,
7.
I think we already filled the slots up, unless something crazy comes out to knock somebody else out. But I think we got our slots already picked out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything else coming out that could take it from the things that are already
out.
released. Yeah. Mo, thank you very much for the 29 months. Appreciate that. What's your favorite sausage? My own. No, I like I like a good smoked sausage. But the problem is, Mo, I don't really eat a lot of sausage because it repeats on me. Like, it makes me burp and shit. So I have to use like nitrate free. I can't even like hot dogs and stuff like that. So I used to like this past when we went to the family reunion up in Minnesota.
Hebrew National.
Well, when we went up to Minnesota for the family reunion, guess what we had? Fucking brats and hot dogs. Yeah, I was like nothing else to eat like for major foods. So I was eating the sausages, and I was like, oh my god, I feel so sick afterwards. They're like, oh, we have 400 left over. Hope you like lunch and breakfast and dinner tomorrow. So that's what we had for days. Thank you much for the 29 months. Waterbear says, so do you think that Warner Brothers will ever release a Superman or Batman solo game?
Not anymore.
Superman, no.
Not anymore.
Batman, yes. Superman is so hard to do. It is. It's just so hard to do as a game. You have to do him as a young.
Batman has enough games.
Yeah, there's so many good Batman games out. They don't need to make a new one.
Batman
but Superman, they have to make a young
games.
one. We've had this conversation before.
We already discussed the whole Superman game issue.
Yeah. Waterbear says, what do you think comes out first, Starfield or Halo for PlayStation 5? I'm going to say Halo.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Halo. They could come out the same day, but I'm going to say Halo.
Well, I think let's put it this way. Starfield's on the box now. So I'm going to go with Starfield.
Oh,
like they put Starfield on the Xbox box now. You don't even have Halo on the box anymore. That's how much they don't like Halo. They think Starfield's the mascot of Xbox now. Joke. It's a joke.
Let's see here. Oh, that was the one with the PlayStation. Alexander Smith says from earlier, 2 favorite South Park episodes.
Bro,
you know it's gonna be
so
really
hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Alex,
really hard.
man, come on, man. It's like 30 years of episodes.
I haven't seen one in 14 years and 10 years. Sorry, 10 years. You know what?
So many.
I have to go with the one with the. I don't know the name of the episode. The one where I think they're playing World of Warcraft and they're going up against Pirate Software's dad, right, from the South Park episode, and they're doing the shit bucket. Is that the one with what he's yelling at his mom? When Cartman's yelling at his mom, that's one of them. And then one of the other ones would be. I'm trying to think. Actually, I laughed my ass off. The last one I watched was the Kathleen Kennedy Disney episode where put a chick in it, make it gay. That made me laugh pretty fucking good too. So I'm gonna say those 2 episodes: the WoW episode and then the newest one that I saw, which was the Disney episode.
There's so many, dude. The one that sticks out for me is the giant multi-part episode battle with Satan and Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
That one to me, I think it was an epic episode. It was like a multi-part episode. That to me was like the best, one of the best ones. But there's so many in my head. So many.
Yeah, there's so many moments, but I don't remember the main episodes.
I mean,
But
it's so dumb, and at the same time, here's the issue. It's potty mouth humor. They do all the voices, but for some reason, they don't let one newspaper article go by in a week. Like if something happens, like for instance, right now, if something happens this coming up week, right, and something that's significant, in 2 weeks that episode comes out, or even a week we're doing this episode. Like they have it blocked. We have these episodes coming out, right? And something happens for that week, they'll go, "We're making an episode. This shit we got to talk about," and they knock out an episode in a week. Like that's what makes it so ridiculous. It's the most cultured show ever because they're right on top of whatever's happening.
Yeah,
they're on top.
When you guys putting your moments in the thing, I remember all those episodes. See, but I couldn't remember them off the top of my head. But as soon as you put Mr. Hanky episode, when you put in the Tom Cruise episode, I'm like, yeah. All right, next one. Alton says, why does Pedro Pascal has such a social anxiety around her female coworkers that needs to get touchy? Look, I actually showed this to my wife before the show. I was like, what would you do if I was like, because remember now, it'd be completely different flipped if Pedro was rubbing her face like she is on him. Like she's literally rubbing his face while they're like talking about something, and she's like up and close and personal. She's like touching his hands, she's touching her belly. Like she's you touch my pregnant wife, okay? We're gonna have fucking problems.
I'm gonna fine you. I'm gonna break your fucking hand.
Right. I'm gonna punch you in the face, and you won't be able to act out again because your moneymaker will be gone. Okay, if you touch my pregnant wife's belly, right? That's how I feel. Okay, but each their own. Okay, but it's just fucking weird. It is. It's fucking weird. And I worked in Hollywood. Okay, and I know how things work, how people get touchy, or they get like these relationships on set because they work with each other and whatnot. But you touch my wife that's pregnant.
You're crossing lines, man.
You're crossing state lines, country lines, regions. I'm gonna murder you. That's how I would do it.
There's not even a discussion on this one. You're going to go to the hospital. You get one warning, and after that, you're going to the hospital.
Next question is Pedro and the female co-star dating. They're getting too touchy-feely. See, look at this. They're right after the same question. It's all over the place. It's all publicity,
man. It's all publicity to make you think about the movie.
Just to talk about the movie and whatnot. Until you find out the baby's his.
Right.
You are not the father.
Best words I've ever heard.
Jaggy Snake says, why were there no drones in the modern Battlefield game?
Because they know how much people hated them. That's why.
They're probably wait and show you that for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
They're probably in the game, Jaggy.
Yeah, I got a whole Mav squad. Hey, he's over here. 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 The Mav squad. It's like, the Mav squad's great.
Everyone's just a fucking drone guy. There's no snipers anymore. Everyone's just drones. They're just flying around their drones. All right.
What's worse? What's worse? Everyone's a sniper,
or everyone's a drone.
Or everyone's a drone. It's just the same level of annoyance, man.
One team's all snipers, the other team's all drones. That's it. Like no one's on the battlefield. I don't understand where they are. Alexander Smith says, "What do you think of Superman in 90 seconds or less?" Okay. 90 seconds or less.
Hang on. I'll get the clock ready. All right, hang on. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Okay, it's a comic book game or comic book movie. I like the beginning of it, but it becomes just unbearable as the movie goes on. In the first two acts, it's Superman gets his ass kicked the entire fucking time. He's the biggest wuss of ever. Everyone's saving him. Even a hot dog vendor saves him from everybody else. Everyone's helping Superman. Crypto used way too much. If you want to make Crypto, make him in his own fucking movie. It was stupid that he was in the movie. It was nice in the beginning, but that was it. Second, why why did they use the characters like they did? As far as they put portals and stuff like that, there was too many characters in the actual movie in a Superman movie. And when you watch a movie, and the best part about the movie is either Mr. Terrific or Crypto, and it's not the answer to Superman, there's a fucking problem with the actual script. Okay, I like the part where he's actually fighting and saving things in the actual city and going up against the kaiju type of stuff. But the actual story is bullshit. The portal to the actual other world, the other dimension. Lex was like a frat boy, not really a mastermind. The script dialogue was actually shit, and expositions everywhere. So yeah, I just didn't like the movie.
That's a minute 8. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to go and repeat any of that. But I will say this: I want to know why people are in a lot of the comments for the movie keep calling the kaiju the monster with Down syndrome. Have you guys heard? Have you guys
I haven't heard that?
Have you guys seen that one? Yeah, they don't call it a kaiju. They call it the monster with Down syndrome. That's what they're calling it. Which I didn't know what in this day and age, I didn't know if I could laugh or not. And I had,
or if I was supposed to support
and I had to call people and ask them if I could laugh at the Down syndrome monster. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Did you misgender the monster though? Do you know if it's a male or female?
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. Dark Taco says, Mike, Vince Zampella is going to save the franchise. I need Battlefield back. I'm sorry, Dark Taco. It's not going to happen. Thank you very much for the 9 months. Appreciate it. I wish
Thanks,
there was
Taco.
better news. I wish there was better news.
Mike is Zampella. It's every week, man. My brain's gonna explode on the level of mongoloidism that we have going on in the gaming industry.
Jackie Snake says, my sister had Down syndrome. She was badass. I mean, the kaiju was pretty badass. They don't really explain to you. He ate garbage, right? He was like this big in the beginning.
So are
let
you
him
saying,
out of a cage.
Are you saying because he ate the garbage in New York City, he became that?
So Metropolis, right? So he was this big when he came out of the car, and then he ate garbage. When he eats garbage, he grows. So they said they saw him in a cafe this morning. It's in the morning, and when they saw him in the middle of the Times Square, he was, the size of a building. So how much garbage did he eat between 7 a.m. at the coffee shop that was 7 feet tall, and then turned into 400-foot tall monster? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. There's so much. There's so much I want to spew. Again, if your best part about the movie, took my parents, took dad and mom, right, to the movies. I said, how'd you like the movie? They both said, I like the dog. Went to go see Superman.
And the dog's not real. The dog's not real.
Right. Right. They've watched every Superman film. They know Superman, right? They're not like uber geeks.
No, they've watched all the yes.
They've watched all the movies.
Yeah,
right?
They watch them all.
Even so, that mom said that Lois Lane in this movie reminded her of the original Lois Lane from Christopher Reeve's movie. And I said, yeah, she's actually really good. I think the casting was good in the movie, but I think the actual what's it called? I think the actual story that they were given was shit. I do. I think this whole movie was a setup for all the stuff that's coming in. So there's going to be a Crypto movie, a Supergirl movie, a Mr. Terrific TV show, a Green Lantern TV show, Lex Luthor. Like, they set everyone that was here made an appearance to promote their thing in the future. So that's why I don't like this. Scroll down real quick. One more question. Krebsy said, where is it? I saw it. Did you delete it? No, there it is. Krebsy says, favorite Hulk Hogan moment. Well, my favorite Hulk Hogan moment is completely different than everybody else's. Right? So my favorite Hulk Hogan moment, I've told this story on stream before, is I was filming for Hogan Knows Best. We were filming at his Miami house down in Miami Beach, and he brought in all the old-time wrestlers. He brought in Anvil, the Neidhart, right? Not Jimmy Anvil Neidhart. Yeah. Anvil Neidhart. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Kamala. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And there was one other person. I forget who it was. And they were having a party, and we were filming it. and they were just drinking, and we couldn't use any of it on film because they were just completely fucking trashed and just having a good old wrestling time. And at that moment, Hulk was like grabbing people and throwing them in the pool. And then Hacksaw came and picked me up and did the Hacksaw Jim Duggan finishing move with when I had the camera. And he picked me up because he was just blitzed, picked me up, did the thumbs up to everyone else that was in the pool. And he said, oh, and then literally just took me and slammed me in the pool with all the gear, lost the camera, lost the footage. So that moment is encapsulated in my brain at the Hogan house. So
you got the Hacksaw Jim Duggan, bro. Come on.
Yeah, in the pool.
In the pool.
That's fucking amazing, right?
That's it. Yeah, that is amazing.
I wish Hogan did the leg slam to me, right? The leg drop.
Leg drop.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one was the mega match from back in the old days of like WrestleMania. I think it was either 2 or 3.
Oh,
where he fights Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior match. The Macho Man match you knew, but like because I thought back then that they wanted the Warrior to be the champion, so like that match was a big deal.
Yeah, there was a couple other moments. Hulk Hogan. There was a story plot line going on with him and his with Randy Orton. Maybe some of you guys remember this. Randy Orton was hitting on Brooke, and there was like this. He was trying to get with her, and Hulk didn't like it, and he was trying to fight Orton for it. And we were showing up to WrestleMania, and they had this scene, and we were filming him because we follow him everywhere. And they were shooting the scene, and a limousine pulled up, and Orton popped out, and they start fighting, and he slams Hulk's face on the back of the trunk of the car. And, I mean, he hit. I was like, damn, that looks real. And then when he drives off after Hulk's on the ground, he gets up, and his nose is broke. Like, his nose is actually broke. And then he just sat there afterwards and just, like, snapped it back into place. And he's just like, oh, it's all right, brother. It's all right. And it just kind of went on, right? So I have, like, little moments working with him. And I didn't even get to work with him very long. I only worked with him for about 2 years. So 2 seasons, which is about, maybe 6 months total in that time overall. But we're there every day, like 10, 12 hours a day, just meeting the family, talking to the family, bullshitting with them in times. So, yeah, cool little moments. All right. I think that's going to do it for Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. Episode 449 is in the can. We do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Make sure you guys check out our morning show that I do Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. It's just the daily grind right here on this channel. Watch the past broadcasts. It's a live show. I know a lot of people are confused by this, okay, that may be coming in new, right? Because at the end of the show, it goes live, like it goes for a VOD, and there's that 20 minutes. Sometimes I forget because I have a life, and I have to do things after I'm done filming or doing the show, and I forget or I don't cut it off enough or fast enough for people. So they think that there's 20 minutes. They're like, do you understand how YouTube works? Yeah, I do a live show every day for 2 hours a day. So if you're new in the channel, just take the little red dot. I know it's hard, and just slide it until you see me talking, and then it'll be gone because I usually do it right after the show. Sometimes I forget because I have things to do. But the show is always live, 10 o'clock in the morning, from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We also have an album. It's called Perk Up, Press Play. It's on Spotify, Anchor.fm. Oh, you guys wanted to hear, I can do the play out song for that. I can't do the play out song. Let me download it real fast. I have to download the song. You guys want to hear the tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, right? So let me get that.
What style did you pick for that one?
It sounds like him. Sounds like I played it the other day. I gotta remember where the fuck I put it now. I got so many songs that I'm doing. I'm trying to make a Pedro Pascal one. I'm trying to do. Oh, here it is. All right. Let me download this and I'll upload it. I'll play it live for you guys right now, and then we'll. Okay. More music. Add music. All right, it's downloading right now. Processing, and then we'll put it up on there for you guys, so you guys can hear it. And I do these for fun. All right, I do these for fun. Just another way to support me. If you guys like the music, you can stream it. You can download it. We have a full album, 20 songs. I have a couple singles out there as well. Media. All right, here it is. You guys can hear it, right? You can hear it, Sarge? Yep.
From the factories of Birmingham, a shadow took flight with a howl in his lungs and a heart full of night. Black Sabbath was born from a world gone insane, and Ozzy the madman carved out his name. He sang of war, of witches and doom, of iron men walking into their tomb. A prophet of darkness, misunderstood, but he gave every outcast a voice where he stood. So raise up your horns to the sky tonight, for the Prince of Darkness, our guiding light. He showed us the power of being strange and how to survive through every change. He may be gone, but he lives in the song. Long live the madman, forever strong. He flew like a blizzard, he danced with the pain on a crazy train bound for fortune and fame. He bit off the chains that tried to hold tight and walked through the fire with Sharon inside. From bark at the moon to no more tears, he faced every demon, he conquered his fears. Through decades of chaos, he stood on the stage, a metal messiah, a wizard of rage. So raise up your horns to the sky tonight, for the Prince of Darkness, our guiding light. He showed us the power of being strange and how to survive through every change. He may be gone, but he lives in the song. Long live the madman, forever strong. They called him crazy, they called him lost, but every scream came with a cost. He gave his soul to every show, now it's time to let him go. So raise up your horns to the sky tonight, for the voice that shook the edge of night. He taught the broken how to feel and made the darkness strangely real. He may be gone, but his spirit burns on. Long live the madman, our Ozzy, our song. Goodbye to romance, but never goodbye to you.
There you go.
That was
Right?
awesome.
So Pone said earlier, what, no love for Ozzy? I literally fucking wrote a song for the tribute, right? I played it the other night. I don't get like 7 people watch me play video games and stuff, but the night when it happened, I played it. So, yeah, I like doing this shit.
Make a video for the song.
Yeah, I have the time. I
know.
I just don't have time.
But that one, you need to put some excerpts, just put some stuff together. That will come out real good.
I was just gonna put it on Twitter. I was just gonna get a picture of his face, and just play the music with just him. But I was just like, because I don't know. I make the songs and stuff, and I think they're cool. I think that sounds good. But I'm very biased, right? I think I'm getting pretty good at writing stuff. And again, I'm not writing the music. I'm writing the lyrics, right? So I'm writing the lyrics for the music, and then the AI does the song. So, but I can manipulate it. I was talking to Z this weekend. He was like, "How do you know when it does this?" You don't know when it's going to scream or hold a note and stuff like that. But you can put in the prompts, like the vocals, where it says like background or guitar or riffs and stuff like that. You can key that, but it does what it does. So I have to go through. So I have to get to that song. I deleted like 17 of them, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So I had like 23 songs that I created based on the lyrics, and I picked that one because that one was the best one that I found, right? So hope you like it. Maybe I'll put it up on the thing so you guys can download it and whatnot. So appreciate it very much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Game on, guys.
Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show.